I think we're live.
Oh shit. Oh, we are. Oh no.
Yeah, we're
Hello.
live.
Hello. Welcome back to the Roll Plus Bond sixth annual charity live stream. I am your host today. My name is Gumbo. I use they them pronouns. And yeah, we are here raising money for medical aid for Palestinians. So if you want to go to the chat, you can do !donate, no spaces, all lowercase, and you'll get the link to donate. Um, I had offered to do a brief Palestine update before we get into things, which I think most of the people were okay with. So I'm going to launch into that really quick and then go around the table for introductions. So, today is the 1st of March, 2025, day 511 since the start of Gaza's Tufan al-Aqsa, or Operation Al-Aqsa Flood, and the subsequent escalation of Israeli genocide against the Palestinian people in Gaza. It is day 41 since the ceasefire between Palestinian resistance factions in Gaza, led by the military wing of the Hamas political party, the Martyr Izz ad-Din al-Qassam Brigades, and the Israeli Defense Forces. According to the Palestinian Ministry of Health in Gaza, as of 27th of February 2025, the death toll from the aggression now stands at 48,365 martyrs and 111,780 injured since the 7th of October 2023, with thousands more still missing or buried under the rubble. You may note my use of the word martyr here, which is used by the sources in Palestine to refer to those who have been killed in the struggle for liberation, whether directly or indirectly, by the Israeli military and Israeli government policy. I refer to the colonized people of Palestine in the language that they use for themselves as a display of solidarity. The ceasefire agreement remains tenuous, but over the last 6 weeks, there have been 7 successful prisoner exchanges, and well over 1,000 Palestinian people have been released from Israeli prisons in exchange for the humanitarian phase of hostage releases from Gaza and the bodies of several Israeli citizens and soldiers. Those released include hundreds of political prisoners who have been held on multiple life sentences, and hundreds more non combatants who were abducted from Gaza throughout the war but never charged with anything. In recent weeks, tents, food, medicine, and other forms of humanitarian aid have begun to enter the besieged Gaza Strip in greater numbers, and negotiations on phase two of the three-phase ceasefire agreement have begun after stalling from the Israeli government for several weeks. Phase two should see the release of Israeli soldiers captured on 7th of October in exchange for even more Palestinian prisoners of high profile and long sentences, and will include negotiations for phase three, which is intended to fully lift the 20-year air, land, and sea blockade of Gaza. In the West Bank, Israeli escalation continues. IDF tanks have entered the West Bank near the city of Jenin and Jenin refugee camp for the first time since the Second Intifada from 2000 to 2005. More than 40,000 people have been displaced from their homes in Jenin as the joint IDF Palestinian Authority campaign against resistance forces there enters its second full month. More are displaced across the West Bank, including in the village of Masafer Yatta, where 10 families have been forcibly removed and dozens of homes, caves, and bits of infrastructure have been destroyed. Masa Yatta is also the focus of the Oscar-nominated documentary No Other Land by Palestinian Basil Adra and Israeli Yuval Abraham. The direct confrontation in Gaza may be over for now, but millions are still in dire need of help as they return to their homes and begin to rebuild. So if you can, please donate to medical aid for Palestinians by using that !donate command in the Twitch chat or following the links posted there throughout this stream. And thank you. Um, with that, I'm gonna go in order of Discord for some introductions. Let's go Fool.
Yes. Name's Anthony. Go online. Full link. Hand. Uh, Pronouns are he him.
Morning.
Hi, my name is Morning. I use its pronoun.
Nobody.
Hey, I'm nobody. He, him.
And Zelda.
I'm Zelda. I use she, they pronouns.
And today we're going to be playing a game of Heart, The City Beneath by Grant Howitt and Christopher Taylor, published by Rowan Rook and Deckard, using rules and content from supplemental sourcebooks Vermissian Black Ops by Howitt and Taylor and Icker Drowned by Cillian L. and McLeod. You can find Icker Drowned on itch.io by looking up Icker Drowned. And I also want to note that many of the place names we're using today have been adapted from real places and cultures in South Louisiana, where I am from, including the Cajun, Choctaw, Homa, Chitimacha, Biloxi, and Anishinaabe people. Many of these people still exist there and are at the highest risk for displacement due to climate change. So you can go to www.ildejeancharles.com. It's ISLEDEJEANCHARLES.com to learn more about the ongoing struggle of the Ile de Jean Charles Band of Choctaw Chitimacha Biloxi people, and UnitedHomanation.org, Homa spelled Houma, for more about the Homa people. We also have some content warnings that I think were posted, including dark fantasy, rural folk horror, blood, violence, death, drowning, alligators, bugs, haunted ships, catastrophic flooding, and probably substance use. So, and I hope you can't hear my cat in the background. I haven't been a stream host in ever. So, let's see. What do y'all think about introducing your characters, and then I'll do the little opening sequence?
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Mhm.
Who wants to go first?
You just do the Discord order again.
Yeah, or we can go reverse order. So Zelda.
Oh, sure. Put me on the spot. All right. Yeah, I can go first. Tonight, I will be playing Candela Asuncion. She is our version of the Vermisian Knight, which is in this setting called the Ligarian Knights. Her calling is Penitent, and her ancestry is Ligar. You may be asking me, Zelda, what is the Ligar? What does that mean?
Yeah,
What
what
is
is
that
that?
word? The Ligar are a people who are anthropomorphic alligators. Um, they come from outside of the region, which Gumbo will likely be talking about in the introduction here. So the Heart Waters, as we generally call it, is a widespread region, and the Ligar come from Ligar come from many places in this region and beyond. But the Knights come from a nation to the east called La Hacienda, which was the launching point for an invasion of the Heart Waters by the government of La Hacienda, sending the Ligarian Knights in to essentially like claim the Heart Waters for the country. Because of the unique properties of the heart there being an opportunity for progress, expansionist, typical empire shit. While the invasion itself was successful, the Ligarian Knights became stranded in the Heart Waters because a military coup back home saw the placement into power a ruler who was unkind to the plight of the Ligarian Knights, and basically had them exiled, banished, under pain of death. Would none of them step back forth into La Hacienda or its capital city of Puerto del Sol. So yeah, Candela is a Ligar woman. She is like a big gator girly. She her scale color. She's based on, I believe I'm pronouncing this right, leucistic alligators, which are different from like albino like alligators in the sense that like they're white with like blue eyes. She has like this massive like suit of armor that has been fashioned from pieces of technology that have been dredged out of the Heart Waters. And she carries a big fuck off hammer, so try not to get in her way.
Fucking go.
Hell yeah.
Sweet. I will be playing Arabella Amandine, they, them. Arabella is a Tambor, which is a race of fish people who live deep within the Heart Waters here in our setting. They're pagan, kind of witchy people for the most part, living in wetlands and swamps mostly. They worship a god known as the Fisherman, which is the god of clean, clear water, muck and mud, that kind of stuff, and are in direct opposition to the oily intrusion of the heart itself. At some point, Arabella fell afoul and got some kind of infection of the heart, which turned their eyes black with an iridescent sheen to them. And since then, they were ostracized from their group and have kind of been living off the outskirts, which is how they ended up in this ragtag group of mercenaries that they are working with right now. They are a big fish person with sort of clammy dark blue skin with a little bit of a shine from their scales, a big wide mouth with big droopy whiskers, and two odd things about them. One is their black eyes, and another is that they do have two kind of stocky antennas sprouting out the top of their head. They're wearing sort of woven reed armor loosely around them, and their hair is a mossy lichen. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
I am playing a character with no name. She has had her name repossessed because she is an incarnadine, or in this world, a debtor. People just call her Foreman because of her position in the local factory. Her calling is Force, and her ancestry is Demoiselle, which is essentially like dragonfly slash like damselfly, like uh, beings that are local to the area. Her look, she has green and blue skin with some light scaling happening. She always wears a long coat, dingy with smoke. But underneath, you can see just like a flash of like synthetic red like pants peeking through. She wears a big floppy hat with holes for her antenna. She wears steel-toed stilettos, red tinted glasses, and she is always smoking. Um, it is hard to see, but she also has a brand of her god across her heart, which was a mark of her debt, and she has a factory brand on her arm, which is a mark of her devotion. And her devotion is to our version of Incarn in this world, um, who is known as Bowditch. I am so sorry. Let me find the actual full name. Yeah. The Ditch, the Ash, and the Broken Hand. She, after having her debt sold to Bowditch, at first she was like very resistant to this arrangement, but over time she became a true worshiper, rising through the ranks of the desperate. But recently, she's become more and more disillusioned. Right now, she thinks she's playing Fiasco instead, and her need is to get out.
And I'll be playing Waylon Wells. He's in his late 20s with straight brown hair tied back into a large, long ponytail, a good farmer's tan, and a cheeky smile. He's a human who is from this area and is kind of just trying to survive, helping out people when he can. Just a straight-laced person, normal person. In absolutely no way would other people call him a heretic of any kind. Because
No.
to him, it makes just perfect sense that under the goddess's will is that you use what you were given. So much like the water, the ocean depth brings us the fish, brings us ways to move from place to place. When there are quote unquote impurities of oil and other pieces of technology that maybe that is also a gift that you can use to defend yourself. So recently, and don't worry about this at all. Waylon has acquired a couple of tattoos and gotten himself into some pretty good shape as well. But yeah, in a nicer world, he'd be that guy that would be like, "Oh yeah, you got a guy. You go to Wayland with your car, and then he can tell you whether or not it's actually broken. And then you need to go pay somebody." But in this world, that becomes something quite different, and we'll find out how different.
Totally not
Mhm.
ominous at all.
I wonder why the map is so blurry on stream.
It's a good question.
The Well, I mean, the only thing that needs to be good is what you already have, which is the names.
Yeah, we
Do
just
that.
gotta know where we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
It adds something. We're in an old adventure game.
we can't. Yeah, everyone had bad eyesight back in the day. Yeah, thank you. I love these characters. And all of the world building that we did very, very quickly on the fly because I don't know, the South Louisiana is a special place to me. And in the tradition of Southern people telling long, rambling stories and never shutting up, I do think it's best to start us so really, really set the scene for us with what kind of place these Heartwaters are. La Mare Noire, or the Black Tide, is our version of the heart. Is a bit of a timey-wimey paradox of sorts where there's this kind of oil slick leaking in from the future that is coating everything and turning the water this extremely dark black. La Mer Noire is, oh, there's a cat that was all the way up on the top of that thing. That's crazy. I'm so sorry. Uh, I didn't have not taken my ADHD medicine lately, so this is gonna be so fun. Um, yeah, La Marée Noire is the same way that the Cajun French you will say oil spill. So it comes from the word oil spill or the French translation. And this oil is kind of leaking back in time, dragging with it all kind of different things uh, that the people of the Heartwaters have found a way to live with. And here's a little tale of what that's like. Um, it was raining the night when old Boudreaux came a running to see Sheriff Thibodeau down at the police station. Boudreaux was all out of breath and couldn't say a word to save his mama life. Sheriff T said to him, he said, "Now, Boudreaux, what the matter, Sheriff? Why you coming here running and panting like that?" Boudreaux took a big old breath and he came out rapid fire. "Sheriff, my wife, she missing. She went out to take my groceries 3 weeks ago. She ain't never come back." Thibodeau looked Boudreaux in the face and he say, "Okay, okay, my boo, take a deep breath. Why don't you report this 3 weeks ago?" "Well, Clotilde, she be taking her time running errands. I thought she just got a little lost along the way. The Heartwater's always changing course around here anyway, yeah." Boudreaux explained himself. Sheriff Tibbs says, "Now look, Bood, we gonna go look for her, okay? You get on home, open you a beer, we gonna come find you and we got news." So Boudreaux hopped in his pirogue and rode his way home, ducking through the cuts and the flattened paths and the marsh grasses that marked out all the ways around the routes taken by hulking Ligurian ironclads. On his way back to the shack that he and his love Clotilde shared just off the Bayou Sinjin, he paused just long enough by an old cypress tree to prick each finger on his left hand with a barbed fish hook. He pressed the bloody pads to the knees at the base of the tree and whispered a prayer down to the murky surface of the water. "Fisherman, fisherman, come on up and wash my blues out to sea. Fisherman, fisherman, take me down, show me the beauty of the deep." By the time Bood got back to his shack on the Chattelflare Bayou, the sun was sinking low behind the zipper to the east. Its twilight rays played a symphony of colors off the tar black water. Abood opened him a beer and set out on the dock to wait. He must have ducked out for just a minute or 10, because when he woke up, it was plenty dark out. A shimmer of blue caught the corner of his eye, and he saw a dozen Fifole lights twinkling down the river. He went for a sip of beer, only to pick up an empty can, and just as he stood to grab another, Sheriff Tibb came plodding up. "Well, Boo, we found your wife, Clotilde. We found her. I got good news and I got bad news. Now, what you want first?" And Boudreaux said, "Oh, Sheriff Law, give me the bad news. Give me the bad news." So Sheriff Thibodeau says, we found her down in the canal, and well, she dead, boo. She dead. And Boudreaux burst into tears. He said, man, no. Well, you gotta tell me the good news. Sheriff Thibodeau said, man, she was full of blue crabs. We gonna run her again tomorrow. And so it goes some days in La Marée Noire, which is where we've all gathered in the town of Orlin. We've brought this group together. You've done some jobs before. You know, it's been maybe, how long would you say, a couple months, years that you've worked together?
That's
Yeah, I'd say months.
Months?
Yeah.
Okay.
4 or 5, maybe.
Yeah.
yeah.
And you know your fixer, Mary Tyler. Just the most boisterous woman you've ever seen. She's got a really thick French accent, like oh oui oui. And what is everyone doing? What is everyone doing? Just kind of like a typical day in Orlin, this kind of fairly normal city as far as the Heartwaters go. You know, things are weird, but it's a tier 0, really, at the end of the day.
Mhm.
What's everyone up to?
Waylon's probably like mending some child's broken toy. Just like, and you see behind him just like 5 or 6 of them just waiting to be repaired.
Foreman is working from, not from home, but is working from their second job. You know, the delving business is really one of their side hustles. So, you know, if it's slow here, they got to get their other work done.
Yeah.
Arabella is hanging out by the water side, not doing too much at all. Maybe doing a little bit of fishing.
Candela is, as usual, sifting through a pile of junk. She has her armor on. It's rare that you ever see her with it off. She's sifting through like a pile of junk to like cobble together some sort of contraption out of some of the technology she's mucked up out of the river. And you get like a sort of a close-up shot of like her like pulling out some like random wires and bits from like a some sort of box. On like the chest plate of her armor, there are a number of tally marks that have been scratched into its surface. One for every day that she spent in her penance.
How many tally marks is that?
Let's see. Probably somewhere in the ballpark of 1,095 tally marks. It has been 3 years to the day since Candela was softly exiled from the Ligarian Knights.
That's so many tally marks to put on something too. How do you even have space for all that? And
They're very
anyway.
tiny tally marks.
Um,
They're very tiny tally marks.
Do they get smaller over time as she starts to realize she's gonna need a lot of room?
It's that John Mulaney bit with the birthday banner. It's a big fucking H. Yeah, no. I think it's sort of the thing where it's like her tallies have started to transition into like Roman numerals esques kind of thing, because it's like, oh shit. I'm running out of room on this armor.
Yeah, you're retroactively going over after the 4th one and then doing the 5th cross tallies now.
Yeah. But yeah, no, she's rifling through some stuff. I think she's got like a pair of like welding goggles on, and sparks are flying as she's like tinkering with shit.
Nice. I think Waylon, you probably get found first by
Mhm.
Mary Tyler, who uses he, him, and she, her pronouns depending on the day. And right now, it's a solid she, her. She still has her waxed mustache, but instead of the three-piece linen suit, it's a long skirt with a high slit up the thigh and an exquisitely jeweled corset and a feathered shawl on with like a big floppy hat.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
she's probably got like one of those like cigarette smoking Cruella de Vil type stick things. And she's quite a large woman, both personality and size. And she takes up space and she is proud of it. And she comes up waiting in line behind the last kid who was getting like the toy train fixed or something, and clears her throat.
How
Miss
are you,
Long,
madam?
I have a job for you. Where are your friends?
Uh, there's some around here. We can round them up.
We get them. Meet
Yes,
me
sir.
at the pub, the back room, you know. We don't want
Will
too
do.
many eyes.
Then yeah, I do that.
Yeah. Is it difficult? Is anybody like I don't want to go?
Uh,
The
oh,
second Mary like leaves and you turn around, Foreman is already there waiting, ready to go.
uh, when I turn around, I am startled. Sir, you always seem to sneak up on me.
Look, I don't like to waste time. I heard there's a job, so I'm ready to go.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and you all
yeah.
gather at this pub. Um, it's a pretty nondescript little pub. I think it's called like the Blacksmith's Axe or something. Um, and Mary Tyler explains very quickly that she has a huge job for you. Oui, is a huge job. This is the biggest job I have ever given you. Somebody who does not want to be named want you to go and blow up the salt wedge, which you all will know is the Mississippi salt wedge. I'm going to type that in the chat for y'all too. It's a giant salt dam way over here on the eastern side
Now, when you say
of the hard
salt
waters.
dam, when you say salt dam, do you mean a dam what is made out of salt, or a dam meant to be keeping salt water out or in?
A dam what is made of salt. A
Huh.
wall, you all will know that it is a wall of crystalline salt over 100 meters in height, forming the eastern edge of the heart waters. Which I think, she probably reiterates to you because she has a bit of a condescension to the way that she exists, being so French. No shade to the French, but um, the zipper is what people call it typically, and it is kind of just part of the natural landscape. Most people who live here don't really think much of it, other than that's just the eastern edge of where we live. Um, and it gets its name from what looks like a zipper of roots crisscrossing the face. It is shot through with the tendrilless roots of cypress trees, and you can tell from the outside, because you sometimes will see ants going in and out of it, that it is full of large ants and the warrens that they live in. And it keeps the marsh from spreading any further to the east.
Hmm.
And someone wants
Why
you to
would
blow it up.
why would anyone want us to blow it up?
They did not tell me. They say uh, it is keeping the heart from being fully healthy. I did not ask too many questions. This is simply my job.
It kind of
This,
seems like the sort of thing that you would want to ask questions about.
look,
Yeah, doesn't
I
this
just work
directly
here.
affect us all?
They say there is a crack and it is dying. They want to help it along and help the hot waters grow. This is all I know.
Hmm.
Right. Um I mean, we'll 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 do it, or at least
Of
we'll go and
course.
right. I
They say they want the best. I say I get the best. You are the best. And, well,
looks
I
around
have
just to
never
make
known.
sure that there isn't anyone better nearby.
I have never known anyone who would not do something for money. I know you, Monsieur, Fioman. What are your pronouns? Mademoiselle Forman. You have a debt to pay. The rest
I
of
sure
you,
do.
this is your job, no? When do you ever tell me why I give you job? You come to me, you say, find us job. I go, I find job. Now you ask, why job?
You make a fair point, Mary.
Thank you. Now, there is matter of pay. You must not tell anyone what you are doing. This is scary. People, they may be a panic if they think, oh, the zipper is a sick. So you tell no one. You go. You have to find something to destroy it with. They did not give me this. And you do it, and you come back home. It is very safe. It is. We have arranged for travel for you on El Legar Perdido. It is very fine. It is mostly on the same route every time, so should be very little worry about it going crazy all across the heart waters.
Uh,
Uh, all you have to do is go, and you do your job. You come back.
pardon, pardon my
Oui,
interruption.
oui,
You you said you secured transport on a Ligarian ship?
oui. It is one of the ones. It no longer is run by your people. It is the heart. It took some, and now they go
Oh,
where they want.
one of those.
See, we. Oh, wow. I'm my accents. I'm so sorry.
Uh, well, it'll be interesting to see what it's like up close. I've only kind of seen them from a distance.
You have not been on one, no?
I mean, I've been on hours.
Oh, this one is so nice. You will
I've
like it.
only I only hear stories about the other ones. The elders are bitter.
Well, the ship it leaves in 1 hour. So you take the job or you go. What is your answer?
Oh no. We'll take the job. We'll take the
Oh,
job.
You
of
speak for
course.
everybody?
Yep.
I look
Okay.
at Waylon and uh look at Waylon and Arabella.
Waylon just shrugs.
Yeah, same.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone have any further questions? Does anyone want to do anything here? You have a
Um,
little bit of time if you want to look for anything in Orlin. Let me check my notes real quick. This is a tier 0 place. There are some haunts around. Um, there are it's the city. You know, the music of the
mhm.
day, which I think you can hear wafting through the streets as you all were headed towards the blacksmith's X and now are dispersing. Is it sounds like jazz. If jazz were played by people who neither knew nor cared how to play music, kind of like that H. John Benjamin album where he's playing the piano on a jazz album, but he doesn't know how to play,
Great reference.
which is truly one of the best pieces of art I've ever seen.
Agreed.
I mean, like, I don't know, like, I mean, we obviously know about the salt wedge, just like on principle.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if there's anything that we can really do here in Orland to like gather information on this thing.
You do need to track down something to destroy it with. So there could be, something there. Some of you may have an idea about something like that.
I do have the technology domain.
I have mend and discern, both of which, I mean, in this case, mend to it covers
Unmend.
both actually. The inverse of mend is.
I
So I could
have
help.
bombs, but they're small.
Yeah, we'd
Bombs,
need
but they're
something
small.
with a little bit more oomph.
Yeah, there are some places you could go if you want to. There are at least people to talk to who might have an idea. Some of what I have written down, you could go to the local witch doctor. You could go to the general store, Tom's Sundries. There is the Theater of the Dancing Bullfrog, a concert hall. These are all haunts. And the Fisherman's Pier is a sunken temple to the fishermen with a great wishing well at its center. Oh, and the domains for Orland are Haven, Religion, and Wild.
Okay.
I just realized that might help.
The only people in the city who would really know anything about like tech that could blow a salt wedge would be my people, and I have no idea where they are.
Oh, there's probably a some sort of boat vessel docked down. Not the one that you'll be taking, most likely, but there's probably like a.
I was gonna say there are three that the knights still control. For frame of reference for the chat, just so everybody is up to speed on kind of like what we world built about the Lagar. So in place of the Vermissian, we don't have well, I mean there are trains in the world, but like the trains are not a factor here in regards to what we would call like the Vermissian. The Ligarian Knights have a bunch of boats that are effectively ironclads. For those of you who are familiar with United States Civil War history, these were like gunboats that were used during like the 1860s. They were kind of like semi-submersible ships that had like gun emplacements on the side of them, and they were iron. They were some of the first like steam powered like military vessels in use. But yeah, Ligarian ships are typically fashioned after those like Civil War ironclads. And three of the many that were brought into the Heartwaters are the only ones left under the control of the Ligarian Knights specifically. The rest have either sunk or have been claimed by things and people. Some of which are tied to the heart, some of which aren't. Play to find out, sort of thing. But yeah, Candela was born on one of those three ships. Yeah, that's essentially what I would be looking for, but I don't know if any of them are in Orland.
Yeah, there's definitely like almost like a Navy recruiting office of sorts, but for the Ligarian Knights. Foreman, you would also know, do you owe money to lots of people, or are you a debtor only to one primary creditor?
Um, Bowditch, the god of debt and industrialization, um, is the person who my debt's been consolidated under it, but it'll give little bits of my debt to various people.
Oh, that's so fucked. Yeah, one of those people who owns just a tiny share of your debt. He spent some time speculating. Would be Sundry Tom over in the general store. So he's someone that you might be able to talk to. And
Okay.
then
What's
Waylon,
his deal?
uh, you want to are you heading over to Tom Sundry's? Is everyone coming with?
I can.
Sure.
Uh, so this is a pretty standard little general store with a nice. Here's some of the ironclads on the screen also.
Yes, thank
We've
you.
got
Thank
like
you
a
for
good
putting
wooden
those up there,
porch.
Gumbo.
Someone's sitting on a rocking chair out front, spitting in a can. You walk in, and Sundry Tom is looks like an anthropomorphic sun-dried tomato. Um, he's like 4'10", little sun-dried tomato looking guy. Literally just like sun-dried tomato with arms and legs. Um, people just look weird. And he's like, "Hey, what do you want? Hey. Oh, hey, that's you, Foreman. Hey, you got my money, yeah? You got my money?" He puts his fists up. He's like, "Hey,
Hey,
what you in here for? You paying me back finally?"
I am actually working on that right now.
"Oh, you got a job, huh?"
Yeah, I mean, I have lots of jobs, Tom. I'm
"Yeah,
always
yeah,
working
yeah,
on it.
yeah. You okay? Give me the waterworks later. What you want, huh?" Well, you got
Well,
friends. Who is this? Who are these people?
I
Hi.
got coworkers.
Oh, you really do got a job. Okay.
What, you think I've been jerking you around about that?
You're
Come
so
on.
in debt, you never paid it back. I figure you're lazy. You're just lying about the job. You're lying about this and that. I don't know. That's not my business. I just want my money.
Well, your money's coming. But we could use a little help, I think.
What you need? What you need, huh? I got stuff. You want stuff? You want some?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
want
Well,
eggs?
you
I got
see,
eggs. I got this little
no,
statue right here. It whispers to me.
It whispers to you?
Tom,
Hey, don't worry about it. That happens.
what what's it say?
Oh, it just says, "Hey, hey, psst, you been hydrating? You moisturized?" It's a little bit. It's a little inappropriate. I don't want to repeat some of the things it says to me. I got this flower. This flower, it's got an eyeball instead of a seed in the center. I don't. Somebody
Oh,
brought it in. They gave it to me. Said, "Here you go," and I said, "Thanks." And I gave them some beer. I don't know. They just said, "We don't have money, huh?"
do you have anything that goes boom?
Boom. You want something goes boom. I don't got that. I might know.
Mm.
Ah, what's in it for me?
Hmm. Um,
You one of them knights, huh? You know about boom.
yeah, I know about boom, but I need stuff to make boom.
Oh, you want to make boom.
Uh, listen, I got something I can give you.
Oh, you do? Look at this, huh? Forming this. I just met this lady today. Lovely gator woman, and she's already paying me.
Flatterer. She like reaches into like her satchel, and pulls out. I have a resource at my disposal. Spare capacitors and wires. It's a D6 technology resource. Um, what can you get me with this?
Hmm. This feels like a roll.
Okay. Um, is this like a? The thing is, it sounds most like compel, and
It does.
I don't have that. uh,
Uh,
Yeah.
I can help. I have compel.
How does helping work in Heart? I'm still very new to this
You
system.
get an extra die. That's actually a good time to really quickly return to how rolls work for anyone who doesn't know.
Yeah, let's get
Heart
our
is the
tutorial hats
yeah, we're
on.
doing
Uh,
with role play. So Heart is a resistance-based system. I think it's called the resistance system. It's a
Yep.
dice pool system of d10s. So you will roll everyone starts with one d10 in your dice pool, and you add a d10 based on if you have the relevant skill and if you have the relevant domain. So the domains for Orlin right now are Haven, Technology, and Wild. The skill is determined kind of through conversation between the player and the GM. And then if you have a mastery or a knack, you get an extra die as well. So I think up to like 4d10. And then anything 6 or above is a success. 8 to 9 is a full success. 6 and 7 is a success with at a cost, and a 10 is a critical success. And
Okay.
then 1 through 5 is a failure. So helping, let me see, where does it say this? I think helping just adds an extra die.
yeah, but I believe if a 6 or 7 or failure is rolled, I also will take stress.
Correct.
Was I correct in hearing that one of the domains at play here is technology?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll get a die for that. I won't get a die for compel, but then if Foreman is helping me, then I get an extra die.
Yeah, what's that help look like?
You know what? You help us with this. Maybe I can pay you. Maybe I can get you a little more on the side.
Oh,
In
okay.
addition to what I owe you.
Yeah, I tell you where to make some boom, you bring back a little boom for me, huh? Tom gets this, you
Yeah,
get that. Okay, okay. You
exactly.
can keep the wires. You might need the wires. Let's see this roll,
All
he
right.
says, completely in character. Um, so this
Okay,
is,
I think I'm inputting this correctly in the roll 20. So
yeah.
let's
So
see
you've
if this
got, you
works.
should start with 1. You're adding
Yes.
1 for technology, and you're adding
Mhm.
1 for being helped.
Okay.
So that's 3d10. And it's a standard roll. It's not risky. It's not dangerous.
Oh wait. I don't have compel. Like, I thought I would be rolling 2 dice.
You're getting
Or
one
do you?
because you're getting an extra one because morning is helping. So you get one from the
Oh,
domain,
so you just
you get
start with
one to
one
start. Yes,
die.
you get
Period.
one
Okay.
d10 to start. You add 1 if you have a relevant skill. Add 1 if you have a relevant domain. Add 1 for relevant mastery, which I believe is how help is handled.
Okay. Let me see if this works properly.
I'm just gonna keep checking the notes. That's a 6.
Okay. Success at a
Success at a
cost.
cost takes stress. So now I get to roll some stress. To roll stress. So for again, for the rules, when someone gets a failure or a partial success, so anything from a 1 to a 7, the GM will then roll a d12 and compare that to the total stress of the character. If the roll is greater than the stress they already have, no fallout is suffered. If the roll is less than or equal to the stress, and also less than or equal to 6, it's a minor fallout, which is a lasting condition typically. And if it's less than the stress and greater than 7, it's a major fallout.
Okay.
So this is stress for, let's see, I'm going to do, this first one will be for you, Candela. That's a 1. 1
Okay.
stress.
Okay. One
And you
stress.
have 0 stress. Take the stress to, I feel like it's supplies. You know, he
That
does
makes
actually,
sense. I
yeah, he
was
doesn't,
gonna say either supplies or fortune, but
yeah. And this one is for Foreman. 6, oh God, 6 supply stress. Do you have any
oh,
protection?
oh, Foreman, I'm so sorry.
App. It's okay. I have moves that require me to have high supply stress, so it's good.
That's perfect, actually.
I was gonna say the only protection that I have is I can give you guys blood protection, and that's about it.
What are those moves that rely on supply stress?
Oh, yeah. So because I've spent so long like being like part of the actually people actually devoted to Bowman, um, I have the move Debtor's Reds, which I will get to when it comes up. Um, but part of that is a move called the Cycle of Deaths, where I can cast Kill plus Religion to cast a spell. I target an adversary who has been harmed by my Debtor's Red moves, and they will mark stress equal to my current supplies stress.
Ooh,
Good.
Nice. I will also note
that's really good.
that
Yeah,
that
that's
is
sick.
powerful, especially with 6 stress out the gate. I will note,
Uh-huh.
Foreman, this is for your beat, destroy something important to your masters. You can consider Sundry Tom one of your masters if you want to destroy something important to him, which appears to be whatever
Trash
he's to tell you about.
store.
I think he leans in real close. He says, "Hey, look, okay, you can't go telling nobody this, but you remember that town, Plaisance, got destroyed a couple years back? Well, story goes, whatever blew it up, still there. Something is anyway. I don't know what it is. I don't know details. All I know, if you want to make something go boom, you go to Plaisance."
Am I hearing this too?
Yeah, I think he leans in enough for whoever is at the counter. If Waylon or Arabella are like looking around the store, they might not hear it, but he definitely leans into the two of you who are talking to him.
Waylon specifically will not be hearing this.
Okay.
Candela is like looks like she's seen a ghost. Says that. Which is funny because she's a white alligator, so it's not exactly like she can pale any further than she already is. Uh, but like there's something in her eyes where there's like a twinge of recognition and like almost like a wince, like remembering a past blow. Says, "Oh, Plaisance. Yeah, I know where that is."
Sounds
Good
pretty
stuff.
useful.
Yeah, look, I don't sell stuff that ain't good. Huh? You know me.
Actually, I don't.
You
We
sure
just met
do.
today.
Okay, well, anyway. Yeah, so you now have I'll bring it back over to the map. Excuse me. So you are over here in Orland. Um, it's kind of a pretty central, not central, but like large settlement, the largest, most kind of bustling, most normal settlement in all of the Heartwaters. And you are taking uh hitching a ride on the ironclad El Lugar Perdido, which is leaving soon,
Mhm.
but you've got this information, and you know that it is already passing by Plaisance on the way to where you're going to have to get off to get to the Salt Wedge with the zipper. Any other closing questions or things people want to do before we leave Orlin? There is also a temple to the fisherman if Arabella or Waylon want to visit.
Yeah,
Otherwise, we can get off the boat.
I would be down to go to that temple. I would also be down to move forward if people want to just keep going.
No, temple seems good.
Yeah, I'm good to
but-
get
Yeah.
some temple. Let's get some temple time.
Get some temple. It's temple
Yeah.
time. We can have a little temple time as a treat, and then we can take our first break.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. I think Arabella is particularly interested in trying to get a sense of like what the ramifications to the fishermen and and people who might follow them would be of taking this dam out.
Exactly.
Okay. So we're headed to the temple.
Yeah.
In my mind, I guess what do temples to the fisherman typically look like? At least in the Orthodox way.
I think that they're like mud, like mounds basically. Like you kind of go down. They're like dug out to the point where it's a little bit below water level, where you're wading a little bit, and then they're just these massive, like just caked wet mounds.
Gross.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, is everyone coming in? Are we just kind of moving as a group now? Y'all are like, okay, I guess we're going to the temple. Whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Aaron wears pants specifically with those drawstrings to make him to wade in water. So I'm good.
uh, yeah, inside, I feel like there's a lot of like inverted Catholic architecture almost. Like it's like very ornate, but made from muddy, dripping, gross heat and stuff.
Nice.
And there's like a cathedral, kind of like cathedral shapes, but they're hanging from the ceiling of whatever ceiling is here. And you find a very tall, thin demoiselle man. Uh, this is Etienne Je suis mort. He uses he, they pronouns. I have written down here demoiselle witch doctor extraordinaire, tall, weird freak. He's kind of dressed like Beetlejuice with like the face of a dragonfly and like big wings curled around like two sets of arms, standing on two legs, so still six appendages like an insect. Um, two sets of arms, long, kind of dragonfly, almost stinger looking, but not quite a stinger tail sticking out the back. And he kind of turns, see everyone enter, and then turns back to the little experiment on his desk.
I think Arabella, wanders up, says hi. I think they would know each other at this point. I think they probably
Oh,
spent a little bit of time here.
Arabella, hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Oh, this is not going as I planned, but it is okay.
Can I use some witch spit to see if I can help uh, repair whatever they're working on?
Uh, that's so gross. Yeah, sure. Um,
So I
what is
have
that? What is that move?
yeah, so I have the minor ability Witch Spit. They say that the spittle of witches can cure minor ailments, repair broken trinkets, and soothe an aching heart. Yours closes up exit wounds, gained immense skill. When you want it to be, your spit becomes adhesive and can harden into a tarry, sticky substance.
How do you pitch this to T? I think Etienne goes by T.
Nice. What exactly are they trying to fix?
They've got like flasks of vague liquid and like beakers, and there's some bones in there. There's like a skull that looks like it's been crushed up. There's like a bag of knuckle bones. There's just like typical chemistry experiment looking stuff, but some things are broken and it's like bubbling onto the desk a little bit.
I think Arabella basically says, uh, if you need a little bit of help, I can help patch that up for you.
Oh, you patch it for me. Long time since you've been the one to help me. No? Yes, show me what you got.
I think they basically just like hold up a hand, turn their head, and just hawk a massive loogie into their hand.
Ugh. You
Let's.
brushed your teeth this morning?
This is divine. It'll work. Trust me. Nothing holds better
Okay.
than this.
This is I give my prayers down to the fisherman, huh? And I
Exactly.
think spits on the floor as a sign of like respect.
Nice.
Yeah, give me a mend roll.
Sweet. Mend religion, right?
Yeah.
So 3d10.
How's everyone else feel about just watching Arabella spit on stuff and then put it together? Oh, that's an 8. That's a full success.
Nice.
I've seen worse. Weirder stuff has to happen before I'm weirded out by that.
It's gross, but it's very useful.
Mm,
That's more important.
thank you. I think as here you can have a little bit of a token of my appreciation, and hands you just a handful of those knuckle bones that were on the desk. These are the knuckle bones of Sinjin the Drowned, the D6 religion resource. What can I help you with?
So out of character, Mary mentioned that maybe we shouldn't tell people that we're trying to blow this thing up. Is that right?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
she was very specific about that.
Ah, boy. Um, I think it's important for us to know what the ramifications of this job are, though.
I, the GM, agree with you.
Yeah. What do you guys think out of character? How do y'all feel about Arabella not necessarily blowing up our entire operation here, but just probing a little bit?
I'm in for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like complicating things on purpose.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, absolutely.
he even probes for it a little bit. He says, they say, um, haven't seen you at the temple in a little bit, huh? Last I heard you were struggling. Oh, you must need something. You,
Oh, it's funny you say that. We've heard about some issues with the Mississippi salt wedge,
hmm,
some weakening going on there.
yes, it's a tragic, no,
Yeah.
a big crack.
What do you think would happen if the whole thing came down?
Oh, if the whole thing came down, why? Who was asking?
I'm asking.
Yes, but you've been gone so long. Not on the best of terms, if I remember. And now you're back and asking about destroying the only thing that keeps us safe from the east.
I didn't say anything about destroying.
You
I'm
said it is gone. What would happen? What
Yeah,
am I to do but
because
assume? Not you
uh,
destroy, but the destruction of, you know.
yeah,
You
I
get my
I
drift. You catch
I
my drift. You pick up what
um,
I put down.
definitely.
Okay, well, I am picking it back up because I wanted that.
I think um, I think Arabella's just going to lie out right here and say, well, my friends here and I have been hired to go and investigate the crack and see if there's anything we could do about it.
Well, you and half of Orland. I have spoken to a few people now who have gone to investigate, and I have not seen any of them since.
So people who go that way are disappearing, huh?
Uh, I don't know. All I know is they go, they don't come back.
I'm
If
sure
it
that's a
were to
great
be
sign.
destroyed, it would be very bad, in my opinion. But
I don't know that there's. Yeah, go ahead.
oh no no no, go ahead. What is your question?
No, I was gonna say out of character. I don't know if there's much more to know than that. Then it sounds like everybody around here is against it coming down.
I mean, at least this guy. I think, as someone who really is a devout worshiper of the fisherman, I think believes that anything that would change the way the Heart Waters is constructed would be, sacrilegious in some way. Um, Not necessarily heretical in that Waylon would be
What's up?
it's not that it would be heretical. I guess there a difference between heresy and sacrilegious.
Right, right. No, no.
I think
Uh,
there's a difference between heresy and sacrilege. Am I? Does anyone know?
I think
Oh,
heresy is. Go ahead.
I think heresy. I think heresy is specifically like a religious viewpoint that is different, and I think sacrilege is like just against the religion itself. But I could be wrong.
Yeah,
no, that's the
that sounds right.
yeah, exactly. It's like Waylon has a heretical view of what the religion that he practices. It's ostensibly could become an offshoot. It
Okay.
ostensibly it's still this. There are very. It's at this point it's extremely similar. You know what I mean? So sacred is just sacred. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So like
these are
heresy is like what got us the schism between
different.
Catholicism and Orthodoxy or something, and sacrilege is like being an atheist.
Yeah.
Okay. That's so good. Yeah, I think without being able to find the words in character, what he's trying to convey is that like the dam, the salt wedge, the zipper, whatever, being destroyed, would be kind of a violation of the laws of nature as he understands it. Um, and I think they hold that the zipper is something with a bit of agency unto itself. Um,
Mm.
they view the zipper as sort of a nutrient transfer like membrane between like almost like a cell wall. Like if the heart waters were a cell, then the zipper functions as like the transfer part of this. I forget biology, but like the transfer of nutrients from inside to outside the cell and so on.
Yeah.
And that destroying that it being damaged is bad, but not something they really know what to do about. But it being gone is worse.
So if the
Right.
if the if the zipper is like the cell wall, that makes us the mitochondria.
If the mitochondria were cancerous, yes.
Because we're the powerhouse.
Yeah, absolutely. That's okay. uh,
Well, yeah. I mean, I think at this point he's given us enough to think about. I think we can move on.
I think if you have any more questions, I would maybe a discern roll, but I don't know how much more he would know. Um,
Anybody else got any other questions?
Nope, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I think as you go to leave, he calls out, "You with the tattoos."
Oh, me?
No, 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 the other one.
Yes. How may I help you?
You think this is a joke? No?
Oh, oh,
You come to my temple and you throw my God in my face?
Uh, I'm sorry. I believe we have a misunderstanding. In what way have I disrespected the fisherman?
The fishermen, fish, they live in water. You wear oil, no mix. There is no oil fish, only fish from water, fire from oil.
Right. But what happens when
Go
the
ahead.
oil lights ablaze? It burns.
Oui?
And then it goes away,
Oui?
leaving only the ocean.
Hmm.
I understand not many people see what I see right now. But I will show that when you have a resource given to you, you don't ignore it. You use it for your purpose.
It was
For the
not
purpose
given
of
for use. It was given for worship, for cherishing.
the oil?
Of all, the oil is part of the waters.
Not this oil. This oil wasn't part of the ocean. It was part of the land.
Hmm. Don't come back.
Fair enough.
And I think they turn back to their desk.
Let's get going, Waylon.
How does everyone feel about taking a 10-minute break here? Come back at 8:30 and we
Perfect.
will be on the ship. Get off the boat onto the other boat.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
All right.
Sweet.
See y'all.
Oh, we're gonna be getting off the boat so many times this game.
Yeah, it's a lot of boats.
Yeah.
Cool. See you in 10.
Yep. Good. See you in 10.
and welcome back to. I almost said it could happen here because that's one of the podcasts I listen to that does a welcome back. That is not. We are not on a podcast. We are the Roll Plus Bond charity stream. I'm gonna pass it over to Fool to do some quick donations, reminding everybody what we're here for.
All right. So there's been one donation so far on our shift for £75 from anonymous. Comment: This game rules so much already. Thanks in solidarity from Alaska.
Alaska,
Let's
all the way to
go.
Alaska.
Alaska mentioned.
Alaska mentioned.
Alaska
Fellow
mentioned.
Alaskan.
Someone get Hatsune Miku in the chat. Yeah, we do have Robert Evans pod mention. I'm a Cool Zone Media freak. Every day, Daily
We love
Zeitgeist, Cool Zone
Oh, yeah.
Media, my
I'm
daily
a
rotation.
big Behind the Bastards head myself. So
Oh, it's so good.
right.
I just want to bottle up like a Robert Evans. If I want to find a way to insert Robert Evans into a tabletop game. I feel like he would be a fun person to play tabletop games with, or a terrible person to play. He's either like a great,
There's no in between.
yeah, he's either a great like player or the worst player you've ever had.
Robert Evans, if you're out there, if you're listening to this, we need to do this for science now.
Yeah.
It's bigger than you and me. It's about the fate of writing and the future of tabletop.
Yeah, thank you to our anonymous donation from Alaska. Remember, we are raising money today for medical aid for Palestinians, helping get as much medicine and treatment into the Gaza Strip and the West Bank as we can. If you would be so kind as to donate, you can do !donate in the chat to get the donation link, or head over to https://tiltify.com/@ roll plus bond /roll dash bond dash 6. That's the number 6 th dash anniversary dash stream. Yeah, it's better to just put it in the chat. That's too many letters or numbers. So when we left off, everyone had done their rounds in the city of Orland, trying to get a little bit more information about the task at hand. The task is to take the ironclad steamship, the El Lagar Perdido, down the river to. It passes by the abandoned and destroyed town of Plaisance, and then along the rest of its route to the Zipper, the giant salt wedge wall of salt that is the target for demolition. So we're now on this boat. We've boarded. I'm going to bring us over to the ironclad page again, just so everyone has a little bit of a frame of reference for what these things look like. This bottom one is roughly what it looks like on the inside too, this cross section. So you've got several different decks. This is a pretty standard ironclad giant steel vessel floating through the river. It is, for all intents and purposes, a ferry at this point. So as Zelda mentioned before, as Candela Ascension told us, the Lagarian Knights, are a group of people that look like alligators coming from a land far to the east called La Hacienda. And they came in on these giant ships of war. At some point, hundreds of years ago, they were stranded. Their route out of the Heartwaters was blocked off, and many of their ships were slowly possessed by the Heart itself, no longer under the control of the Lagar, and they retain control of 3 of them. This one is not one of those ships. This ship has been largely taken over by the Heart itself, and it runs one of the more reliable routes throughout La Marinoise. And you are now aboard, making your way downriver. I will note, because this is another landmark, and because we are now essentially starting our delve, that this place, this ship, is the cursed and technology domains. It is a tier 1, and there are some places on board that you can go. Um, there are some haunts if anyone wants to deal with stress. There's Waterloo Jones, the Surgeon General, who can do blood stress, and the Galarmory, equal parts galley and mess hall and weapons laboratory, that does D8 mine and D6 supply stress. What is everyone up to on this kind of first day of the voyage?
Andela is like silent. I think she's extremely nervous about the fact that they're having to go back to Plaisance on the way to the Salt Zipper. And I think like she's mostly been like keeping to herself and also like just sort of exploring this vessel because like she's familiar with the ones that she grew up on. But a lot of these have been lost to the Lagar for generations, and have either been created by other enterprising individuals or have been claimed by the heart in certain respects. So that she's also just curious, but she's extremely quiet.
Waylon is exploring the ship, trying to learn more about its inner workings. I guess inner workings is kind of wrong. It's the more of the curse part.
Mm.
Perhaps to the secrets of how it actually works, or the elements that help it. Not necessarily the actual technology end. So.
Arabella is struggling a little bit with the mission itself, and is sitting somewhere wherever there's water accessible to them and just praying.
Foreman is looking for something to swipe from this ship.
Oh. What does that look like?
I think like most of the day it is just like going from deck to deck, room to room, like scoping things out essentially, and also trying to get a sense of how cursed I would be if I did this.
Mm. You could certainly roll some dice to find out if you want some stuff. I think casing the place makes a good point. Makes is a good call first, but I think to really come away with anything, you're gonna have to roll if you so choose.
Certainly. Um, could I be doing this with Waylon? And I say I'm helping you, figure things out, but really I have my own agenda.
I mean, we both have our own agenda, so yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm in for exploring, and I mean, we're both casing the place. It's just that you're looking for something slightly more mundane.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also looking for the non-mundane part, but mostly so I know if I'll be killed if I take something or not.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Are you more interested in getting something or in trying to figure out what the ramifications of getting something would be? I think that's going to determine what you might be rolling here.
I think to make it useful for both of us, the ramifications would probably be best.
Okay, that feels like a discern roll.
Okay.
So, well, I guess at this point, are you helping me then? Like,
Yeah, maybe I'm helping too.
because the way that I was like, so the way that you were actually like talking about that is like you're helping me. It wink, wink, nudge, nudge in
Yeah.
the sense of the actual play. So if that's the case, then I would be discerning cursed, right? And then I would get an extra from you for helping.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Cool, 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 cool. Discern, cursed, +1, right? Because yeah, +1.
Yeah, so you'd get 3d6.
Really? Only a 7?
Only a
Come on.
7.
More stress! Yay! Woo!
I think you rolled one too
Roll
many
the
dice
D6.
there too, but I will let it ride.
What now?
You start with 1, you get 1 for cursed, and you don't have discern, do you?
No, I do. I get discern via unorthodox methods.
Oh, it's just not marked. Okay, I
I
see.
forgot to mark it when I first made the
Yeah, you're good. That's on me. Yeah,
I mean,
on
it
a
was on me
7,
because when I first filled in the sheet, I didn't have discern checked
um,
off, but I should because it's the core power
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What are
or
you
enlightenment.
before we do stress, what are you looking for in particular here? What
I
is
want.
what does this discerning look like? You're like moving through the decks and like looking through rooms and stuff. It's
I'm
kind of just chugging along, nothing really of note happening outside the ship at the moment.
so I'm looking for like I'm trying to gain knowledge. Um, I guess in this case it's more practical knowledge. So potentially following past of pipes or wires, trying to figure out how things are connected, and
Okay.
maybe in the case of like cursed, it's like trying to see where logically stuff isn't working in the way that it would normally.
Um, yeah, that makes sense. And then Foreman, how are you kind of tagging along and working towards your own ends with this?
I think uh I think I've been um like making little sketches of the rooms, um and taking note of anything that seems like strange or out of place, but then a little bit later I am going back into those same rooms and sketching again to see what has changed in that time, depending on what we've been doing,
Okay.
just to like gauge the reactions of this vessel.
I think Waylon, you're able to tell that there are pipes that should be carrying water because a lot of this is steam powered, and there are pipes that should be carrying the steam, and then there are pipes that shouldn't be carrying anything. They're like structural or something. Uh, Almost all of it is coursing with uh, some thick black substance similar to what seems to float upon the surface of La Marée Noire. It's just this black, oily substance coursing through basically this whole ship, and that seems to have something to do, excuse me, with um, how it's functioning, and kind of almost seems to be steering it in a way. Um, Seems to be kind of like a compass pointing towards the zipper in another way. Um, and Foreman, you have passed through the Galarmory several times now and noticed that most things keep moving around, uh, shifting, but one thing seems to have stayed in place, and you get you take it if you would like a sack of waterproof gunpowder, D6 technology resource.
Oh,
Whew,
absolutely.
whew.
Go ahead and add that to your sheet.
Waterproof gunpowder?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Waterproof
It's
gunpowder.
also sticky and coated in something that seems like tar.
Oh,
Sometimes, sometimes you're working with the heart itself, and that's okay. Um, right.
And I think that's how you do default stress. Okay, so Waylon, take 6 stress to, I don't know, maybe what feels appropriate here? I think echo. Let me check.
It means either going to be echo or mind, right? I guess.
Yeah, I'm
yeah. It's something
not
spooky and heart touched.
not as up on the stresses as I feel like I should be.
Oh, point of order. Earlier you
Yeah,
rolled a D12 for stress. Should that have been a D6?
I think it should have been a D4. I was misunderstanding how default stress works
Oh, I
for
see.
a location, so I could re-roll that if you would like, or we can roll it forward.
Sure.
Um, which would you prefer?
Yeah. We can re-roll it just so I don't get fallout
Okay,
immediately.
yeah, that's a good call. Um, this is gonna be 3 supply stress instead of 6 from earlier.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and mark that down for you. Yeah, so hearts landmarks have a default stress die that is like baseline stress that would be inflicted by that location or in that location, and then the D12 would actually be the fallout test.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Be rolling
I
right
I
now.
I did it a little bit wrong. I've never run heart before. My only experience with heart is listening to uh
Songpyo.
yeah, and
Oh,
then
no fallout for me. Roll the
there we
9.
go. And then 6 stress to echo
Wow.
for you,
Okay.
Foreman. So probably good that we
That's
did that.
fine.
Yeah, probably good that we renegotiated that a little bit.
Just rub some dirt on it. You'll be good.
And then I roll fallout, correct? Do a fallout test.
Yes.
Okay.
Minor fallout.
Okay. Yeah.
Here we go.
Where's
Rubbing
the
together.
Waylon, how did you have 9 stress already?
No. I rolled a 9. The
Oh,
For the
yeah,
fallout test.
I see.
yes.
Yeah. I rolled a 4 versus my 9. So I think the first one is the roll and the second one is your total stress.
Ah, yes. There we go.
Ooh,
Wow. I
woof.
can do math too. Don't worry. Um,
Never doubted you for a second.
thank you. I'm always doubting myself. So, good. Echo
Stop that.
fallout. Ah, bleh. Um, ooh, Foreman, take the Mako Fallout Deja Vu. You notice minor elements of your past life appearing in the heart as though it is reading your mind and adapting itself to your expectations. The GM tells you what happens. This is immediate and
Oh.
ongoing. Um,
Oh no. Oh,
do
could you do me a
you?
favor and uh copy paste that for me?
Yeah, absolutely. Um, copy and paste.
Thank you.
Be bigger. This is Deja Vu. How do I use my clickies? There we go. And I'll send that to the chat for everybody, I think, so it can pop up. Yeah. Echo minor deja vu to Foreman. Foreman, what is the there's a blank here on your character sheet. You know, who are your masters and what do they want? Easy. My masters are my bosses at work, and my masters are anyone who paid cash in advance. But most of all, it's blank. What blank wants couldn't be any less complicated. Expansion and control. I think you
Oh,
you get the sense
that
that.
would be Bowditch.
Do you remember Bowditch's name?
I think Bowditch is a human, is the title we know that we know it as. I think the title not everybody knows.
Okay. Yeah, I think you notice that something in the substance in these pipes, something in the substance coating that gunpowder, uh, it wants to grow. Now, this might not apply broadly to everything that bears this darkness in the heart waters, but this stuff specifically wants to grow and expand, and I think you feel it calling to you to help with that. And I think you feel it whispering a name that you can't quite hear coming from inside the pipes. Go ahead and clear your echo stress,
Oh,
but
I think
also keep,
for the rest of the day, I think she is just like on her decks, just staring out into the water quietly.
yeah. Does anyone want to give us our first delve roll as we progress towards the zipper?
I
Maybe.
hmm. I wanna like figure out what exactly is like what's driving this thing. Like
That's
what's
the
making it
Yeah. Wait, I lost my window. Sorry, continue.
yeah, like what's driving this? I think Candela is like motivated now. Like she's trying to distract herself from the fact that they're moving closer and closer to Plaisance
Hmm.
with the natural obsession that comes to her as a Ligarian knight where like she'd always heard that like we had lost the ships. But like some of the stories say that like some of the ships sank, or like some said that like the heart claimed them, some said that like other people took the ships. So like who's running this thing? um and I think like in order to do that, uh Candela is going to do what she does best, and that she's going to squeeze into places that she shouldn't be. uh
Yeah, I think that could be a discern roll. I think it also works as a delve roll, as you're kind of like, y'all are generally making progress down this route, but you're also trying to figure out like what does that look like? You know, looking for how this thing actually works and
right.
trying to understand like beyond just, oh, they took that from us. Like what was actually taken and how was it taken, right?
I'm fine with rolling either delve or discern. I have both of those skills.
Okay.
What domains am I working with here?
Same as before, it's cursed in technology.
Cursed in technology. I have
Yeah.
technology.
Okay.
Um, do you think this is more appropriate for a delve or a discern?
Um, let's do a delve so that you can
Okay.
also kind of put your stress die towards the
Towards the
delve.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Um,
kill two birds with one stone.
is Arabella, Wayland, or Foreman, is anyone else helping? Have you enlisted anyone to help, or are you kind of doing this
I
completely
think
solo?
Candela's like I think Candela's keeping this to herself. Like
Okay.
um not to
Yeah, totally.
exclude anybody else, but like I think she's in a weird place. So like Arab with Waylon and Foreman like off finding the weird gunpowder or whatever. I mean, I suppose Arabella could be here, but I think Candela is mostly just like looking for an excuse to not think about the mission right now. So she kind of like dives into like the weird kind of like side passages and like places behind pipes and things like that that most people don't really interact with on a regular basis to try and get at like what the hell is driving this thing. So delve technology, standard, risky.
This is standard for now.
Okay. Cool. That's critical success.
There we go. This is like you are following these pipes. I think if you hadn't already spoken to Waylon and Foreman about what they've been looking into, you are getting pretty much the same thing, that you're finding that this dark substance coursing through all of the pipes is somehow connected to the water outside, is somehow connected to the zipper, is somehow connected to the mechanisms inside the ship, all of which is keeping it going forward on its own.
So it's running by itself off of the power of the heart waters.
Yeah, and it smells really acrid too. I think you get, with a critical success, you get that like it smells really gross and it feels kind of alive.
I knew you could use this stuff. She like mutters to herself, like as like she's like investigating the pipes and seeing that this thick, like viscous, I guess call it lifeblood almost, pumps through the pipes of this ironclad.
Yeah, and you get to
figure
I
out
think
how to
give me
harness
your stress die, your outgoing stress die.
outgoing
Increase
stress
it by 1 level.
Okay, where do I
Let me
do that?
I am looking for that as well.
Yeah.
Let's see. It should be on this page, and I can't seem to find it. Anyone in the chat want to chime in and be like, "Yeah, this is how you do it"? Because I know that there is an
anyone
outgoing
here
stress.
know how to play heart?
Yeah, hey guys, as I said earlier,
Do you have delve equipment?
I don't have any delve equipment. I have technology equipment, or I have technology resources, but except
Yeah. So if you don't have delve equipment, it's a D4.
Okay.
But since it's increased by 1, it would be D6.
thank you.
D6.
Where
Okay.
is that in the book?
I don't know. This is off the top of my head.
Yo,
Oh, wow.
let's go.
All right.
Oh yeah.
That's a 6. Nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, what does it look like to be doing so much? Just like
I mean,
really making progress here.
Yeah,
and
Candella's like in
studying.
her element. She gets into like a flow state almost. Like she's got like I think like Ligarian knights are excessive in the amount of like pockets and compartments that they have in their armor. Because they keep a lot of like little tools and gadgets on them for like working on technology and shit. So I think like, you know, she pulls out like a flask at some point, and like she tries to like tap into like what's going on, like what's flowing through the pipes, and try and get like a sample of it. You know, she's got her welding goggles on. She's like pulling out like tools and things like that, and like really getting to work, like delving through these pipes and finding kind of like any sort of like access point where she can like get at this mysterious fuel source.
I think on a 6, you you're so in the zone that the time passes without you really noticing. And I mean, it was at least a 2-day trip downriver to Plaisance, but
Mhm.
you're there now. Um,
Oh shit!
it's just you were just so in your element that
I
I
just
think
zoned out. You ever just dissociate for 2 days
yeah,
straight?
it's called a flow state. It's called a little bit of mania. It's fine. Um, and you, I think, probably snap out of it as you feel the ship kind of shudder against the dock, and a big whistle blows and announces, "Plays next stop, Shadow Flare Bayou, docking for 2 hours." Maybe not 2 hours. Something, some amount of time that makes sense for a very slow trawling vessel
Yeah.
that we will play with in post. But yeah,
We'll do it live.
what are y'all? What is everyone kind of stepping off the ship here?
Well, yeah, it
Definitely.
goes
Yeah.
to my
Oh
home.
yeah.
Yeah. Before you is a pretty well maintained dock, pier sticking out into the water, probably about a quarter mile. So pretty far. And looking down the pier, you see nothing. It looks like more swamp,
Yep.
which is strange. But also, you know that this place was destroyed at some point. I think everyone's kind of heard the story. Everyone is aware that there was the huge explosion, and I think you still see little bits of smoke here and there from underground peat fires. Uh, there are marshes across the U.S. that some have been on fire for thousands of years. So this is a real phenomenon. It's called a bog fire, I believe,
Hmm.
and they can burn because peat is like the predecessor to coal, and so it can
Yeah, so
burn.
it's like when a coal mine catches on fire.
Yeah, it just
Mhm.
burns, and so there are still places that are burning and kind of hot, um, and you see maybe the husks of a couple buildings, uh, some stubs where trees used to be, but mostly it's overgrown now. Um, your domains here are desolate, cursed, and technology still. I think people have started to refer to this as unplaisance, which some kind of gets like smushed into unpleasance or unpleasant in common vernacular.
Mm. Candela is definitely the last person off of the boat.
Arabella's the first.
Yeah, where are you headed, Arabella?
Um, it's a good question. What is this? So is this? This is not a place with haunts, right?
No, there are no haunts.
But we were told that somebody here would know how to blow shit up.
You were told that something that the thing that did blow this place up was thought to have been lost in the explosion, and some part of it or some of it is still here in some way. Uh, he did not say exactly where. I don't think they knew. They just knew that this place would have it if you were to look for it.
I think that Arabella's probably going to follow the smoke then, see if they can go to the wherever the fire is burning.
Yeah, that's a seems like a good enough option to me. Give me, um, I guess depending on how you're doing this, I would take either a discern or a delve.
I think that, yeah, I think that they're looking around. I don't think this is like, you know, hacking through the jungle as much as it's observation and trying to triangulate where the the smoke is thickest.
Yeah.
And I can help you
Awesome.
by one. I do have discern. I have cursed, but realistically, the reason why I'm helping you is because this is my home. I know this place.
Oh shit.
Oh, maybe you should be leading this then.
I think it's.
I
I
guess
honestly think it's fun. It's more potentially more. Well, I mean, I can totally do that,
I
but
yeah, I mean I don't care either way.
Well, I think
I could
Arabella,
see more.
you have the skill divinity. Roll discern plus religion to follow the secret signs in an inhabited
That is
landmark
true.
that lead to the hidden places of worship where you are revered as a messenger of the heart itself.
That is true.
And
Oh yeah, you should do that.
there's definitely people still living here. Um, they don't seem to be visible at the moment, but someone's here.
Cool. So
And then yeah, I also think I can be like I like put my hand around your shoulders, like you shouldn't step there.
Yeah.
totally. So in this case, since it says roll discern plus religion, do I get 2d10 for that? Do I get even though there's no religion in this area?
Let me see something.
I,
I'm gonna smush
yeah.
some things together because it's a one shot. Who cares? To say, yeah, Unpleasance is located on kind of the edge of the Shadowflayer Bayou, which has the domains Desolate, Wild, and Religion, and Unpleasance has Desolate, Cursed, and Technology. So I think it's fair to say, power to the players, EA, GameStop, that you get your standard 1d10. You get an extra one for having Discern and a third for having Religion, and then you can take that fourth from the help from Waylon. So it's a 4d10.
Let's do it. A 9.
It's a 9. Success, no stress. Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, you can follow. What does worship of the fisherman out in the wilds look like?
I think it's uh like baptism, but muddy, basically.
Mm,
I
okay.
think people like wriggle around in the mud, cake themselves in it, um, wash themselves off, and then kind of rinse and repeat.
Nice. Yeah, I think then with that in mind, you find deep down in the mud, kind of close to where one of the smoke vents is coming out. There's like a trail, like a slug trail down into the mud, um, that leads to a little shrine of bones, little fish bone fragments, bloody fish hooks, and at the center is the bones have been kind of smushed together into an amalgamation of someone trying to make a vestige or an image of the fisherman. Um, and on a 9, I think I'm gonna roll it forward that uh, you can smell something similar to what Candela smelled, that really funky, acrid smell. And you see smoke wafting down kind of a tunnel cave situation carved out in the mud.
Uh,
And I should give you more than that, I feel like.
sure.
Yeah, take some fish hooks from here. The
Nice.
bloodstained fish hooks, D6 religion, harmful to anyone except you.
Nice. Cool.
Um, and there are some people down here. Tambor, similar to yourself, with kind of really craggly beards that look like Spanish moss, and hair like mats of algae. They have kind of dark grayish skin, eyes that look a little bit leucistic or albino, where like they clearly haven't seen a lot of light, and their skin is kind of whatever the word is for when your skin's wet and it gets all like wilty. Um,
Clammy?
yeah, something like that. They have clams too. There are definitely like, you know, bits of debris and swamp ephemera, like kind of part of their skin in some places.
Mm.
But they kind of look like someone dipped a person in glue and then rolled them through a swamp. And there's just like shells and driftwood and things just kind of stuck to them.
Like a swampy catam.
Yeah. I think one of them has that armor that you mentioned. It looks kind of like it's not armor, but like clothes that look like samurai armor made of woven reeds. Who approaches and takes a knee in front of you.
I think Arabella says, "Rise, fellow leader in the water.
Yes.
What is your name?"
Fuck. 1 second.
Sorry.
No. I
The
just
one question. The one question that's the bane of every GM.
I have like a list. It's just names question mark. And there aren't even fucking names in there. What the hell did I do wrong? I am Ghost Pipe.
My companions and I are looking for the source of the flames here in Plaisance. Can you help guide us?
Holy One, you look for our precious.
Indeed.
I guess this is kind of just Gollum with extra steps.
Nice.
And Della like leans over to Waylon and whispers, "They're precious."
Yes.
But Waylon just kind of gives that shaky hand motion of like, So like long story.
The ones up above with the scaly skin. Those flat fucks. They came and they tried to take the precious. And it stopped them.
It shall not stop us. Lead us.
Come this way. And
Candela just like freezes up, like
leads you down. It's like you're underwater because the peat is like semi-solid.
Yeah.
And things have been carved into it, almost like when you go through like a tunnel at an aquarium. There's an aquarium in New Orleans, the Audubon Aquarium, and there's a part where like you walk down a little hall and there's like a tunnel through the fish tank, and so like the fish and the sharks are swimming like around and over you. I think this is a common thing at
Yeah.
aquariums. Like, who
Yeah.
doesn't love feeling like they're underwater? And you're
Oh,
like
yeah.
that, except it's not glass. It's like more peat. It smells like earth and kind of like rot. And leads you down a bunch of winding passages. And you come out into a much wider open room with something. It's so dark that it almost absorbs the light around it in the center of the room.
Awesome.
Candela,
Anybody
you
wanna-
recognize this.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do I recognize this as?
I think you know. I think you
Is it the thing?
this is give me a discern roll. See if you
Okay.
recognize the remnants of this thing.
Okay. Discern technology? Or
Yeah, discern technology is fair.
okay.
So that's 3d10, unless anyone is helping.
I mean, I don't foresee there being a way that somebody would help Candela remember the like.
Sure.
The only one I could see doing anything to help here would be Waylon.
Okay.
Right.
But
Did you tell me about this?
I feel
Like,
like it had to have come up at point. We've been working together for some time.
Yeah. So, like, if your character mentions
Like, I think
something,
Waylon would realize that Candela's being extremely cagey about this whole thing. But yeah, no, I think is that it? Kind of muttering
Yeah.
under her breath.
Yeah, give me your roll.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
First failure.
All right. Gotta take stress.
yeah. Let's see.
Die for this location.
About to roll it for you. This is, I think the default stress is usually a D6 here, but this is pretty fucked. We're in a tier 2 place.
Yeah.
So take 4 stress, not too bad. Take 4
For
stress to, I think, mind.
yeah, that
This
makes
is
sense.
like you remember, you do recognize it. It's not that you failed to discern what this is. This is part of the engine, capital T, capital E, the engine that you accidentally set off here 3 years ago, 1,095 days ago.
Yep.
And this is the fuel source, the combustion chamber, question mark. You like no one really knows because it's so dark. It's like Vantablack. You can't
Right. We weren't
really see
able to
detail on it.
recover this thing to even like examine its inner workings. Like
Yeah.
we're still not even sure like what the fuck this thing actually was supposed to be. Or even like what its function is or was. But I think in this moment, like Candela is just like, I mean, like there's a certain amount of like hurt that happens here. Like, you know how like when you remember like an extremely painful memory and you can kind of feel that memory like physically. Candela is like standing kind of stock still, her grip tightens on her hammer. She just kind of like very curtly says, "That's it."
Yeah, give me your Fallout test.
Okay.
Minor Fallout.
mind fallout.
I love to take minor
Yay!
Fallout. um. Oh, what's a good one? I feel like if it's okay with the rest of the party, you're gonna take collateral magic.
Lateral magic? What
Yeah,
is
your
that? What is
panicked
that?
mind breaks for a second and reforms in an arcane pattern. Down here, the old magics of blood and bone work better than they do on the surface. You immediately cast Etheric Scourge on a nearby ally, but marks no stress for doing so. The fallout can be upgraded. See Etheric Resonance below. Immediate. Etheric
Oh.
this is a
Scourge says,
one-time use, right?
yeah, mark
Okay.
D6 stress to cast the spell. You don't have to worry about that part. A nearby target takes D6 stress as raw magic boils out of you and into them, burning their skin and hair. And it's not going to hit any of your allies. I think Ghost Pipe. Yeah, what kind of magic comes out of you in this like moment of extreme pain?
Oh, I think it has something to do with okay, so her armor, right? It has Ligarian plate has an engine. Like it has like a furnace in it where like you put fuel in and the magic works. And I think that this is like a backdraft of like flames that like arc out of the engine um and like jump to so I'm unintentionally hurting this poor tambour.
Yeah, he fucking melts. Just gone.
Oh no.
Um,
Oh no.
absolutely gone. Arabella, this person was worshiping you as like a manifestation of the god to come.
Yeah, is it clear that it came from?
Yeah, it's like looking at the backblast of a rocket.
Uh-huh.
I think, yeah, Arabella's like, what the fuck just happened?
Oh, oh god. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I was looking at the thing, the engine, and it just it something happened. Oh fuck.
You just incinerated a faithful.
You
Oh
hear
my.
hissing down the hallway you came from. I'm assuming it was a
Hishpa.
loud reaction that came out of your armor.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Hishpa, preserve me.
Alchemic Bones in the chat says it's okay. So there's that. I support women's wrongs. There you go. You're fine, Candela. Yeah. So Arabella said you incinerated a faithful, and now you're hearing, just the forgive that horrible sound that I made. But that's the sound you hear coming down the corridor that you came from. The only way out of this strange chamber with this floaty black orb thing in there, which seems like it would help your mission, but also, uh-oh.
I think Arabella says, we will clearly have to discuss this later, but is this the thing that we need?
I think so. I think
Then
so.
let's take it and get out of here.
All right. Candela like walks up to the thing because despite what just happened, she is the most well equipped to handle it. Uh, is this like a thing that I can pick up?
Yeah, I think there's. Give me an endure roll.
Okay,
Endure technology.
sure. It doesn't have to be technology if you think there's something more
It
appropriate.
is technology, though. It's either technology or cursed.
Okay, is this risky?
Yeah. Drop that
Success
8.
at a
Take the 6.
success at a cost.
D8 stress to blood. That's 6 stress to blood.
6 stress to blood. Okay,
Yeah.
I've got things for that.
This thing is bad to touch.
Yeah, I've got things.
And
for
also,
that. What do I have?
You're sad. Oh,
I am sad. Okay.
You do have not yet once per session activate this ability to avoid suffering negative effects from blood or mind fallout for the remainder of the situation.
Oh yeah, that's right. But I haven't gotten blood fallout.
You can remove blood stress using your Ligarian plate.
Yep. I could use those spare capacitors and wires for that. Yeah, so that's 6 blood stress.
I feel like you should have detection. I'm gonna keep looking, but yeah, go ahead.
I think because that sounds right to me, but like I'm not entirely certain. Okay, so I'll take that blood stress. Roll a fallout test. Yay! Another
go.
minor fallout.
Let's go.
Candela is getting so fucked up. This is
Seems appropriate.
Yeah, this is a rough place for you to be. Sorry.
well, yeah, for many reasons.
You're gonna take, instead of blood, we're gonna use some of the rules from the Vermisian Black Ops supplement to take suppressed. Bullets ricochet and thump into the walls around you. You're convinced that you'll die if you stick your head out. All actions become risky until another character arrives to drag you away, take out the adversary that's threatening you. As the companions of Ghostpipe are throwing shells, and some of them seem to have very rudimentary guns. They're lobbing anything they can down the hallway at you.
So
You were
said
in
this is a
view.
hallway.
What?
You said there's a hallway. This is like a hallway, right? So there's like
Yeah,
a
there's
door.
like the corridor that you came through. No door, it's open. And I think they're targeting Candela because they could see her going for the engine in there.
Right, but on like just to is on the way that we came down, was there any doors whatsoever?
No, it's all built into like heat.
Okay.
They might have
Cool.
one door. What do you need the door for?
Well, first, I mean, we'll need to physically grab Candela and book it, but if there is a door somewhere, I can help us.
Yeah, what's that look like?
I mean, specifically for the door part.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we're on, like, if we're moving and and we pass the door, I turn around, close it, and take out a piece of shattered stone, kind of engraved with blue streaks on it, and I touch that piece to the actual door. This is a door of the Ocean Temple that was in this city before it was destroyed. And mechanically, what's happening is that once per session, when I touch the shard to the door, it will not open at least for 1 hour unless the door is physically destroyed.
Okay. And you're trying to like book it past the group of people
Like
that are
we are.
attacking you.
So yeah, so I will try to do that if we are able to get past them, so that we can literally just leave with and get back to the ship.
Yeah, how is everyone else's what's everyone else think about that plan?
Yeah, sounds great.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me.
Um
Whatever works.
I think this is gonna
I might,
be Go ahead.
I might be able to help you with that. I have some small bombs, you know. I might be able to force them to stay back a little bit until those detonates. Buy us a couple seconds.
I like that.
That sounds good.
Waylon, give me an evade, I think, because you're just trying to ask them. What domains do you have? Curse and religion? Those apply. This place is definitely curse, definitely religion. I think they also feel a bit put off by your seeming heresy.
Yeah, they can do that. They can
So
feel that way.
that's 1d10 plus 1 for
Uh,
having the
yeah,
domain,
that
plus
makes sense.
another for the help. That's 3d10.
Okay. Yep, evade religion +1. Did you say this was what level risk?
This feels risky. It's a tight corridor. Does that feel
That makes
fair to
sense.
you?
Yep.
Risky takes off the 9. That's a
Yep.
6. That's success with stress.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to bump this back down to D6 stress for this encounter because you're moving away from the engine room and you have that under control. So Wayland take 3 stress to blood.
Mm-hmm.
I think pretty simple. You're getting hit, and you're
Uh,
dragging Candela, and 3 stress again for to blood for Foreman as well.
hmm.
Okay.
Can
Oh,
I?
time.
What? Oh, I have the move. I have the major move. Get behind me. You know that you can't explore the world alone, so you've learned to keep your team alive. Any ally within arm's reach of you gains +1 blood protection thanks to your interventions. Once per situation, you bellow an order and remove D4 blood or mind stress from a nearby ally.
I think that definitely counts the blood protection. I think if you were to try and bellow in order to remove that stress, you would have to roll because everything is
Yeah.
risky for you right now. But
Mm-hmm.
uh, you're definitely in arm's reach, so both of you take 2 stress to blood instead.
So I take 1 because I have 1 protection.
Okay. And Foreman, do you have any protection?
No, no protection.
Okay.
Just
All
out
right.
here without any protection.
Just raw dogging it. All right.
Follow
Let's
time.
go ahead.
Minor fallout,
Nice.
which is unfortunate because blood is the thing I have 1 in and not 6.
um, yeah, what
Damn.
is your minor? Come back.
Just
Um,
minor fallouts abound.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Well, at
this is
least we
just
won't be keeping that blood too long.
this is pretty simple. Waylon, I think you are limping. You're slowed.
Yep.
If someone or something attacks your party, they'll attack you first. If there's any question of who arrives last, it's you. All checks involving rapid or stealthy movement become risky, ongoing.
That's fair.
Um, and then Foreman, you are also taking Fallout. Hmm. Foreman, would it be fair to say that you are furious? Hurt, short-tempered, and perceive
Mm.
slights everywhere. You cannot help another character by adding a dice to their roll.
Yeah, I love that actually. Because the only thing I've ever done is help. And I get stressed every time. Everyone's a
Yeah.
fuck up here.
Come on, guys. What's wrong with you fuckers? Uh, there's limping, and then Foreman I'm gonna add. But I think you did succeed. I think you make it through. You close that door behind you and seal it.
Good.
So
Yep.
all of these Tambor are like locked inside of their own little area. You've got the engine. Candela, you can clear suppressed
Okay.
because you're out of that situation now. Someone has carried you away. And Foreman, I'm adding Furious to your Fallouts right now. But you have the engine and you have the thing that Etienne alleged or seemed to imply would help you carry out your mission of destroying this dam. And you're back on the boat. You can make it safely back to El Lugar Perdido. Um, how is
That was more difficult than I thought it would be.
I will note that there are some haunts on the boat if anyone does want to try and heal before we head to our final destination.
What?
Uh-huh.
What? Oh, so what? Okay, so Yeah. Okay, so I have blood fallout. Who else has blood or mind fallout?
I do.
I have mind
Yeah.
fallout.
Cool. So I can get rid of that.
Cool.
So are any of So if we want, I can do that, but it might make more sense to heal up the other things because I have echo fallout that I would like to reduce if possible.
Fair. I would love to clear the blood stress or the mind stress that I currently have.
Yeah. So I'll it because okay, so like just to put it out there, the way that I do this is I can offer solace and calm in a world of chaos once per session. Lead your allies in service of the praise of the ocean below. All players who take part remove one minor blood or mind fallout, or downgrade one major to a minor for either blood or mind. Um, and then it's at the end of the service. If you perform the service while on the delve, add 1d4 to the delve's resistance.
Nice.
So I don't know if flavorfully we want to do this pep talk or prayer now, or if it makes more sense right before we get off of the ironclad. But
I
for
think for pacing's sake, your next stop will be your last stop, so
yeah,
you can do it now.
yeah.
And there's also a surgeon general on board who can do D6 blood, D6 echo, and the galley / armory, the Galarmory, can do mind and supply stress.
Sweet.
Cool.
Um,
Yeah, so do we want to do this service? I mean, like,
Yeah.
when we get back there, like, what should we do? Yeah, you know what? I think this is better said in character. Candela says, "So what do we do with this thing until we get there?"
Uh,
We don't take our eyes off of it.
I was worried you were going to say that.
I can do it myself if you want.
I just it hurts to look at.
Yeah,
I think
I'm sure
Arabella
it will.
coldly says, "Then don't look at it."
look, what what's done is done. At the end of the day, the ocean comes, the ocean goes, and everything keeps going like that until the end of time. The
That's all
sea.
well. That's all well and good, but we need to know that Candela can control themselves if we're going to be using this thing on this mission.
Again, I don't know what happened. It did something to me. I was trying to remember this. I I'm I'm a knight, damn it. And I am more than capable of handling this thing. Just caught me off guard.
He'll be
I think,
fine.
yeah, I think Arabella scowls and kind of steps back.
I mean, we'll see.
right. That's a good place to call it a scene and take another quick break. How do
Yeah.
y'all
Perfect.
How do y'all feel? Okay.
So
Um,
we clear a minor mind or blood fallout
Yeah.
from that.
One minor mind or blood fallout. And then we can also. Does anyone want to do stress? Relieve stress at all?
Oh yeah, I will.
I
I
do,
want
but
to
we
relieve Echo.
Okay. Sorry, one at a time.
okay.
um, who is doing stress?
I'll yeah. So I'll relieve. I want to relieve Echo stress so I can use the resource that I have, a devotional candle that burns with a silver flame, which is D6. I don't know if this is a D6 haunt or
Yeah, it's a D6. Let me see. D6 blood, D6 echo.
So
And
I will.
you come
That's
upon
effectively you trade it in, right? And then you get the d6.
yeah. This is this erstwhile Surgeon General of the Lor Perdido before it was taken by the Heartwaters. Uh, he can do surgery, and he can do surgery on a swaying boat, but he also has really big hands, and they're not quite as stable as they once were. So, you get what you pay for. And big gator man, big if Samuel L. Jackson were an alligator, you know,
What an
I
image!
yeah, I
That's
don't really
great.
know how else to put it. And he's like, "Hey, you look rough. Name's Jones, Waterloo Jones.
Waylon Wells. Pleasure to meet you.
Step on in.
I
What
do so.
what you paying with
Candela
today?"
like waits in the waiting room.
Yeah, there's
The-
chairs. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a boat.
Yeah. I hand him a candle that is burns with a silver flame. It's
When it says devotional candle, is this like one of those candles that like you see in like Catholic stores?
oh yeah.
Okay.
This is of the goddess and is of this city.
I think he licks his fingers with alligators have tongues. Yeah.
Yep.
And then like pinches out the flame and then just eats the candle.
Makes
Grins
sense.
and says, "Lay down on the table. Let me take a look at that leg."
Yep.
Yeah, give me your stress relief D6.
Mhm. Uh, I guess I'll just roll the resource because it's a d6.
Sure, that
I
works.
don't, I don't see another like place on the sheet to do it, so I'll just do that instead.
6 stress.
Never punished.
Never
Except for that one time I was punished.
punished. That's not
I
important
don't recall
now.
that.
Who else is doing stress?
I am.
Okay.
Uh, does he eat my spare capacitors and wires too?
No, those he probably like plugs. I think he's got like an incomplete set of armor, kind of like
Mhm.
yours, but definitely missing bits. He's like, "Oh, what ship you from?"
La Corazon.
Oh, that's one of the few we still got, huh?
Yep.
Pleasure to meet you. And is that?
Candela Asuncion.
Oh, you want a Gutierrez's, huh? Yeah, anything for an old friend.
Yeah. Salazar was my paragon.
Mm-hmm. Was.
It's a long story.
Yeah, it always is. Come on. And he plugs all of the bits of wires and capacitors into a piece on his gauntlet. Kind of to hold it there, kind of just to improve it, repair it for the time being. But yeah, give me your roll.
Okay. So do I click the little die button next to my resource?
What is your what was it a D6
Spare
as well?
Yeah, it's a D6, yeah.
Yeah, you can just go ahead and do that. I think that's what Waylon did.
Okay. Three's not bad.
Yeah.
Takes me
Anyone
down
else
to 3
doing
blood
stress?
stress. I don't have more resources, so I can't clear any more stress.
Arabella or Foreman?
I've only succeeded.
Nice.
Never
Um,
punished.
Yeah.
I would like to keep my Echo Fallout because that's cool. And I need that supply stress to deal damage to people. So I'm
Sure.
good.
How much stress do you still have, Candela?
I got Candela.
I've got 3 blood stress, 4 mind stress, and 1 supply stress.
Oh wow. Yeah,
Ugh.
I think as you are like scrounging around for something else to give the doctor, Arabella walks in throws D6 drowned knuckle bones on the table, and storms out without a word.
Ooh,
I should probably talk to her.
friend of yours?
You could say that.
Not for long.
It's been a long day, man. All right.
And you, demoiselle, little fella,
Yeah.
you don't need nothing?
Oh no, I'm I'm doing quite well for myself right now. Thank you.
All right, well, your backpack looks ripped there. You head on down to the Galarmory. You can replace it if you want, but take it easy now.
No, there's something holy in the well, in the holes, I guess.
Oh, I like you. All right.
All right. So I'll use that resource that Arabella tossed onto the table to heal some more blood stress, right? Because this guy doesn't do mind; he does blood and echo.
Uh, yes, you can do mind stress in the galley armory if you would like to do mind. But it's
Wait,
up to
did
you
you
which
say
one you
you
want to
got
put
blood
in.
stress?
Yeah, I still have blood stress. I only rolled a 3 with my.
Wait, hold up. You should have cleared that stress because you got the fallout.
Oh, I thought that only happened on major Fallout.
No, minor is you clear the stress of the chosen type the fallout that you rolled. That's why I
Oh,
was
okay.
kind of sad that it was blood stress because I had only one blood stress to clear.
Then
But
nobody
from
keep the resource that you spent because I wouldn't have any blood or mind stress after.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Then we're
So that I actually do still have this. This whole thing was pointless.
no. I mean, it still happened. It's just that you didn't
Yeah.
like. I like keeping the interaction with Arabella, and then maybe you saying like, I'll bring those back to them. Sorry, that kind
Yeah,
of thing.
I'll I should go talk to them.
Yeah,
Have
and
a good rest of your day, Doc.
you too now. Thank you. And with that, I think let's go ahead and take a break. And we'll come back at top of the hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good to
Cool.
me.
Yeah, sounds good. Cool. See ya.
All right, welcome back to the Roll Plus Bond 6th anniversary stream, raising money for medical aid for Palestinians. I just want to shout out the most recent donations we got. We are at $2,474. Most recently, we got 10 pounds from, or they're pounds, not dollars. 10 pounds from Alchemic Bones. I Heart Gator Girl. That's Gaytor for gay tour girl. 50 pounds from
Thank you,
Anonymous.
sweetie.
And then 10 pounds from Sundry Tom, the freaky little tomato guy himself.
Wow. Thanks, Sundry Tom.
Yeah, he really breaking the
Thank
fourth
you.
wall here. So we left off. We had just stopped off at the former town of Plaisance, which is taken to being called Unpleasance or Unpleasant, because it was absolutely destroyed 1,095 days ago by none other than our lovely gay gator girl Candela Asuncion. The team recovered the engine, this inky black sphere orb thing that it seems to absorb all light around it. Um,
Totally
and
normal.
some other shit went down. Um, Candela and Arabella, uh, what are you two up to when this comes to a head?
So I think it starts with Candela like bringing the knuckle bones back.
Yeah, I like that.
I think
Mhm.
she sets them down pointedly, like on a table, and like slides them across to you.
Arabella says, "You didn't need them."
Doc patched up all he could.
Good. Listen, I need you to tell me what the fuck that thing is.
If I knew, I would tell you.
You think it's capable of blowing up that dam?
Absolutely.
Okay, I want to step out of character for a second. I have a wild pitch for some really crazy, like shenanigans, and I want to see if people are interested or not. I'm
Please.
weighing whether or not Arabella is about to try and convince Candela to scuttle this mission.
To scuttle the mission.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. So
What does that
Is
look
that
like?
something we're interested in pursuing, or because I could go either way with it, but I
Well,
thought that might be
here's
interesting.
here's what Candela will say to Arabella.
Mhm.
You asked her, does she think that this thing could blow up the salt wedge? And Candela says, absolutely. I was there to witness it myself.
Do you think that blowing that dam up is in the best interest of the people in this area?
I don't know what's in the best interest of people anymore. I thought I did. I really
Well,
thought I did.
raining down the kind of hellfire that I just saw spit out of you on those people doesn't seem like it would help anybody.
It was
And I need a payday.
It was an accident. This has all been just unfortunate accidents that just keep happening to me. First it was the town, now it was this.
And so do you really want to do it on purpose next time?
What are you suggesting?
I don't think that the other two will ever go along with this. But I think we need to seriously consider whether or not we're on the right side of a paycheck on this one.
Explain.
I need cash as much as the next person, but I think this is a bridge too far. I mean, maybe something will change our mind when we get there, but I think if we have to, we need to be ready to destroy this thing without destroying the dam.
I'm listening.
That's kind of all I got. Do you have a way of destroying it?
Do I have a way of destroying the engine?
Yeah.
Theoretically?
Then I think we should
You
try.
have to understand what you're asking of me to do. You're asking me, a Ligarian knight, to destroy a powerful piece of technology just for
I
the
think
sake of destroying it.
it's not just for the sake of destroying it. Look at that thing. Even if it was once something that you could harness, it clearly isn't anymore. It's outside of all of your control, and all it brings is death.
It's easy to see things from that perspective when you don't know anything about the thing that you're. This thing requires observation and experimentation in a controlled environment. What happened in Plaisance 3 years ago was not my intention, but it was my fault, and I've been paying for it ever since. She points to, you can barely make it out. On her forehead, there's a tattoo that has been altered in some way. Normally, this tattoo would display like a sun, as it was a demarcation of her membership in the Fourth Legion, which is known as the Sun Scales among the Ligarian Knights, and has since been filled in the sense that this sun is now like eclipsed. She says, I tried to figure out what makes this thing work once before. We thought it was, well, an engine, like a power source. I'm still not entirely sure that that's what it is. But it went haywire. Or maybe it worked as intended. I'm not sure. But the town of Plaisance was caught in the blast. That was... And I was exiled from the Knights for my crimes. Crimes that I wasn't even intending to commit, but that they seemed fit to punish me for what was only an accident. They're so up their own asses about all of this. You think I wanted to kill all those people? You think I wanted to be responsible for the death of an entire town?
So what are you going to do about it? Are you going to do it again? What do you want to do with this thing?
I don't know. Do we know what will happen if the wedge like breaks and the heart waters flow in? I mean, we're already touched by the heart here. What more could this possibly do?
If you think that you have some insight into what this thing is, then I'm willing to back whatever play you think is best. But I think that you should think very seriously before you consider the ramifications of setting that thing off again.
I suppose we'll see when we get there.
I suppose we will.
I think that's a good place to call it scene.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Nice. Morning and Fool, how are y'all doing?
Doing good.
Cool.
Good.
I think we're gonna
Ready
pull
to
up
blow
the
up a
salt ledge.
dam.
Yeah, let's go. I think we're here. I think another couple of days passed without event, and y'all have been healing and taking time studying this thing. And you hear that same speaker come on. Final stop. Mrs. Zipper, Salt Wedge. Please disembark or stay aboard for the return journey. And you are at the foot of a giant salt mountain. Or it looks like a glacier, really.
Mm-hmm. It's like solid salt.
Yeah. And there's
Ooh, cool.
kind of a path
Ooh.
in.
This is a vibe. This is a vibe right here.
Oh,
Yeah.
I want to lick this so bad.
That's so guinea pig coded of
Morning
you.
craves that mineral.
Sweet salt lick. I think that salt licks should be normalized.
Absolutely.
Have like a little mineral wheel in your
They should make
bedroom.
salt licks for people. Yeah, is
Yeah.
what they should make.
And like a guinea pig water bottle while we're at it. You can just
Yeah,
kinda,
sure.
like,
Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
just
Get
like
your electrolytes, get your water. Perfect.
Yeah.
Who needs Gatorade? Like
Gatorade.
It's full of electrolytes.
fuck that.
Brave.
Fuck that Pedialyte bullshit. Like we're
Yeah. And fuck them kids. Can we say that on TV?
Can we say that on TV?
We just did.
I guess. Yeah, the
Yes, we
FCC doesn't
did.
matter anymore anyway. This is Trump's America. We're all living in it now. Fuck them kids. Yeah. Okay. So you're you're at the base of this
All right,
giant
let's
salt
blow up that dam.
wedge. And I think walking in is fairly simple. You heard stories about the ants that live in here. It's kind of like, there's the ants and there's the trees, and they kind of work in symbiosis to keep this thing together. And there are no ants, which is strange. I think most people who don't like ants would be like, "That's great," but for you, they're a part of the ecosystem here. They're
Yeah.
to be expected, and like they're not even really a thing that people steer clear of. They're just a. It's like going to the woods and seeing deer.
Yeah.
There are
Like,
ants
oh,
that live in the dam,
yeah, it's a
and
thing
you're
that's supposed to be here.
yeah you're walking through like their tunnels, and they're huge ants, so it's hard to really stress the scale of this place, but um, it's bizarrely empty. Um, and I think after walking for a while, you come upon the body of another Delver who came here quite some time ago. Um, just one, and they're wearing Ligarian knight armor, but they're not a Ligarian. Which Candela, I'm
Candela
assuming
looks.
is abnormal, right?
Yeah, Candela looks furious. Like somebody stole some Ligarian plate. Fucker.
That's what it seems like.
Candela immediately goes like hashtag loot that body. Um uh yeah, like I will take any bits of this armor that are salvageable slash like any indication that includes like who this person was and why they were here.
Yeah, take a D6 um, perforated Ligarian plate. Like it's shredded up and been kind of, I don't know, attacked clearly. Uh,
I
D6
see.
D6 technology.
Took the condition perforated. Level 2 harm. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, we're playing blades now. Cool. Okay.
Classic.
What domain you said? Technology?
Technology. Been a lot of technology domain today.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Makes sense. We got a knight on board.
And would
What?
I think there. Oh, go
Um,
ahead.
oh, sorry. What um condition is this body in? Like, is there any indication of what could have killed this person?
Um. Hmm. I think it's too hard to tell cause of death because the
Okay.
salt around it has desiccated it. It's almost like a mummy.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, you're in a salt thing, big salt.
yeah.
But you do notice on the forehead, uh, it looks like not so much a tattoo as the scar of being branded with the same sigil that is on Candela's forehead as you look closely.
This guy's not.
Hmm.
This guy's not Lagar, right?
Correct.
Huh. That he shouldn't have that mark. That
No, not one of yours.
I've never met this. Never met this person before in my life. that mark is that's the mark of the sun scales.
Huh. Outsiders don't get inducted ever?
Is that so? I feel like we talked about this a little bit in like world building session 0-ish kind of stuff. But like the knights don't really recruit.
Not that you know of, yeah.
Yeah, not that we know of. It's not like in our it's not like common throughout the history of the Ligarian Knights to recruit from outside of the Ligar populace.
And it's not a tattoo on his head. It's or their head. We don't have a gender for this body. But it's
Fair,
not a
yeah.
tattoo on the head. It's a brand, like
Oh, it's a
Rand's artwork
brand.
would. Yeah, it's been branded on there, as if done in a hurry. I really should have made y'all
Oh,
roll for this, but it's okay.
he's been branded. That means there are knights nearby. Or there were knights nearby. From my unit.
Oh. Should we be worried?
I mean, probably not. They probably don't want to see me, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I have no idea what they would be doing here. Besides, I thought Salazar was miles away.
Is that your leader?
My Paragon, yes.
Ah.
The knights operate in terms of legions. Each one is led by a Paragon.
Hmm.
Salazar Gutierrez.
Are y'all?
I think.
Go ahead.
No, that's all right.
I was just gonna ask if y'all are continuing on.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's taking the lead here?
I think I will, because hazarding a guess here, are we in a Warren domain?
Yeah. Let me check. Yes, cursed, Warren, and wild.
Excellent. So I've got Delve and Warren, and the reason I have Warren is a move that I've been waiting to post.
Let's go.
Oh,
So
no.
normally this move is called Tunnel Rat.
Right.
But given the circumstances, I've decided to rename this move.
Oh yeah. Sewer Gator. Let's fucking go.
This move states, you have performed the rite of suffocation and know ways of slowing your breathing to survive longer. Gain the Warren domain. You can hold your breath for a very long time, allowing you to stay underwater or in toxic areas for extended periods.
I think this helps you in like squeezing through tight areas to break them open, because it's like caves, and you're you know you're a big gator girl in big armor,
mm-hmm.
but you're able to kind of squeeze through.
Surprisingly adept, adroit at
Yeah,
like
you've got confined spaces training, is what we call it at
uh-huh.
work. Yeah, give me your delve roll. Is anyone helping? Is anyone?
I'll help.
Go ahead.
Sure.
So I'm gonna help, and I'm gonna do this because this is a cave system, right? So it's not gonna be very light.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so it's gonna be dark, cool. So I'll be helping specifically with cursed, but using incandescent communion. In the tears between worlds, she blessed you with night black eyes that resonate with her internal light. Gained a cursed domain. You can see in total darkness as though the area was illuminated by candlelight. So,
Yeah, so you're like spotting.
Exactly.
Candela? Okay.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I like it. Take
All
that
right, so I add a die to that.
4d10.
Yep. Delve Warren, +1. Standard or risky?
This is standard for now.
Okay. Let's
I
roll
think
it.
you've got plenty in your favor at the moment.
Yay!
That's a
Success, take
9.
no
Damn, that's a
stress.
fantastic roll.
That's a lot of
Stress.
9s. Holy shit.
Yeah,
That's a
you
lot.
you keep going, working at it. What are Arabella and Foreman doing as y'all lead the way here? What does that look like to follow along?
I cannot see in the dark, so I imagine, um, it's like feeling my way along the salt caves, like trying to maybe I have like a hand on Arabella or someone to keep pace with everyone.
Mm. Yeah, like a
Yeah.
little chain,
Yeah,
holding
maybe a
hands in the
rope.
dark. Yeah, I think you work at this for it feels like hours, with Waylon kind of calling back what the route ahead looks like and Candela going and breaking open passages, and you
Breaking off
start to
chunks of salt.
yeah, you start to notice ants that you've seen crawling all over the place. The first ones you see are dead, upside down. As you keep going, you see some, and they completely ignore you. They're following an ant further up, which is following another ant further up, and so on, until you come to a ledge that you probably almost walk out into open air, and or stop yourselves. Uh, Wayland probably being able to see that this is now a giant cavern opened up in front of you with pretty faint light source, enough that the rest of you can see a little bit, kind of like in the picture that we're looking at for a reference. And the ants on the cavern floor are walking in a giant circle, what's called an ant mill, that is
Mm,
nearly half a mile wide. I have an animation I'm going to put in the Discord chat. I'll put it in the Twitch chat for good measure too.
Okay. I've also linked an appropriate song.
yeah, I'm imagining these ants as the giant ones from Elden Ring. The
Oh no.
the ones that you find in like the underground rivers. Uh,
I haven't played Elden Ring yet, but yeah, they're not hostile to you. They're massive ants, but they're moving in this huge spiral, like whirlpool down into the
Wow.
center. Um, which I don't know if any of y'all are entomologists, but it feels wrong. um, it's just churning inside this giant dam, which you can tell is kind of destabilizing the walls a little bit. I think on a 9, you're very clearly able to tell that this is abnormal. Um, and worse, you hear footsteps behind you, and they're loud, clanking footsteps. Don't, don't, don't.
there are knights here.
Just one. Hello, Asuncion and company. And you turn around, Candela. This is, in fact, your old Paragon by
Paragon,
himself. I'll take the engine from you now.
what brings you to the Salt Wedge?
I brought you here. We brought you here.
We?
The whole uh, brotherhood.
Mm.
You did the hard parts, but
So this is my penance.
oh, you never had to repent for anything. You just brought
You
that upon
exiled
yourself.
me.
Eh,
You
tomato,
darkened
tomato.
my sun for an
I'll be,
accident.
I'll be taking the dark sun that you've carried with you.
Not before you tell me what you were planning to do with it.
You know what we were going to do with it. You know how destructive it is. You know how long we've wanted to go home. This is how we get home.
We can't go home, Salazar.
This is not home. These people, gestures to Foreman, Arabella, and Waylon, they're not our people. This
They
isn't our
could
home.
be.
No. And this wall stands in between us and home. Think if we got out and we brought this with us, all the technology, all the things we pull from the waters, the water itself, you've seen the way it churns endlessly inside our vessels. If we could control it, if we could have more of it.
Salazar, even if we brought this thing back home, there's no way they would take us back in. Our order was outlawed. We were close to being hunted for sport before we came here.
I don't want the thing you're holding to bring it, but I don't want to bring that back home. I'm using that here to get the rest of us back home. And he takes a step towards you.
I take a step backwards.
You're at a ledge. Very few steps left.
I think like Candela like thinks long and hard about this. She sets the engine down behind her. There's a ledge.
Mm-hmm.
How steep is the cliff?
Oh, it's a drop. Straight drop. And I think
Hmm.
to clarify the stakes here as well for everyone, this is Candela's former sergeant, for lack of a better term, commanding officer, essentially saying that the Ligarian Knights have hired the four of you to retrieve something extremely dangerous and use it to blow up the zipper once and for all. The body you found earlier is evidence of the prior teams that have been sent here, which managed
So
to do something that is throwing
they
off these ants.
gave them that play?
Seems that way.
The fact that you would you would give our plate to an outsider. You don't care about the knights. You care about your personal gain. You never cared about our mission anyways, did you?
What does it matter? Give it to me. And he steps forward again. Arabella, I think you are between him and Candela. Waylon and Foreman, it seems like y'all might be closer to Candela than the front. I'm not exactly sure where everyone is, but
I step out in front of Arabella.
I think Arabella turns to the other two and says, "We've been sent on a fool's mission, and no payday is worth the amount of devastation that setting that device here would cause just for the enrichment of this fool."
It wasn't a fool's mission.
Hey, Knight. Were you even gonna
yeah.
pay us?
What do you want?
Show me. Show me what you got. Show me what you were going to pay us with.
It's back on the ship.
Yeah.
He's lying.
Yeah, look at the dead body of the last fool he sent on this mission.
If you want this engine, you're going to have to go through me.
Foreman, I will note for your beat that the engine is important to your masters.
Ah. Yeah. I guess
I'm
it
gonna-
is.
I am already doing two things. I'm already doing 2 of my beats right now.
Yeah.
I'm putting myself in. So I have a minor and a major beat. My minor beat is put yourself in great danger to protect your companions. And the major beat is perform an act that, if your order discovered it, would undo your penance.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yep.
So I think I'm gonna let the others handle the engine, however they want to handle it for the purposes of beats or otherwise. If Foreman would like to take matters into her own hands, I'm gonna kill my Paragon.
So, by own hands, do you mean alone? Because that would stop my major beat of kill someone who's trying to stop you from claiming knowledge. Blowing up the thing would be that's the knowledge. The engine's
is
the
knowledge.
knowledge.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
So wait, are you saying?
Oh no! Like I'm on your side. I wanted
Yeah.
to find out who wanted this bomb, and I found them. Now they must
Okay.
die.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want this is.
Yeah,
I
we'll
want to
we'll
attack
deal
this
with
person
deal
too.
with the engine after we deal with Salazar. I think.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
think in media res, Candela like gets out in front of Arabella, and pulls out. I mean, she doesn't really pull it out. She kind of always has it out. She's got this big pneumatic hammer, this thing with pistons and weird like. I'm not beating the Brotherhood of Steel allegations here. This is
don't
kind
have
of a
to.
super. This is kind of a super sledge.
Hell yeah.
So it is a it has the domain kill. It is a kill D8 piece of equipment. It is brutal, it is loud, and it is tiring. And I am going to fucking I'm gonna fight Salazar because
give
he's
me
not
your-
getting his hands on this thing.
Give me your kill roll.
Okay. Let's see here.
We are in the Warren, First, and Wild domains.
Kill Warren.
Tier 3.
Risky or dangerous?
Let me
Because I
see.
don't think this is standard. I personally don't think it's standard. If you think it's standard, then it's standard. But you know,
It's standard because he didn't sneak up on you. It's not
okay.
like this is
We're on
an
equal
out and out
footing.
fight. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. All right, kill
Or
Warren. Oh,
yeah, go standard for now.
okay.
We'll treat it kind of like Blades, where I'm gonna start in standard. 3d10.
I'm in a controlled position. There we go.
What is?
Whoa! That's a
Oof.
critical success.
Damn.
Oh my goodness! So that upgrades the D8 from my pneumatic hammer to a D10.
Yes, and then the other things mean stuff too.
Yeah, brutal, loud, and tiring.
Brutal. When you roll for stress when using this item, roll 2 dice, pick the highest. Loud
Jesus.
is inflict stress with this. When you inflict stress with this and roll the max, mark d6 stress to fortune. And tiring, when you fail an action using this equipment, the size of its stress dice decreases by 1. So give me 2d10, take the highest.
2d10 take the highest.
Yeah.
Okay. Just gonna roll this
I'm
twice.
gonna start writing down numbers in just a second.
Okay, the highest is a 5.
Highest is a 5. Okay. Yeah, I think you catch him good, and like
I think I get a
are you
good
just
shot to his
swinging?
chest.
Yeah, just like the plate crumples in and he staggers back a little bit and stands back up, spits a little blood on the ground, and starts walking towards you again. Arabella, I think we were promised a true form.
Oh yeah. While this is going on behind Candela, as the two of them slug it out, you see Arabella's body start bubbling and writhing, and massive um, jointed legs pop out from their torso as their legs basically elongate, and a pale pink shell starts pushing out from their back and from their front, uh, and their torso variegates and lengthens. They turn into a massive writhing crawfish with their face still at the
Oh,
head.
let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. It's time
they-
for craw. It's time for craw.
It's the
They-
crawdaddy here.
That's right.
We
They rear up
finally found
almost
the
like
Crawfather.
exactly. They rear up almost like a like a python on their variegated back legs, and then launch forward with massive claws. So I think this is. I don't have either of those domains, but I do get mastery on kill rolls, so I think it's
Yeah.
just a 2d10.
2d10. I would take someone helping, but
Sure.
I pulling back the curtain. I kind of want to give everyone a chance to get one big fun shot in
Yeah,
as
I
we
think that
close
makes
out
more
here.
sense.
I can. I can help here.
Do you want to help, or do you want to throw in that debtor's reds I heard you talking about earlier?
Yeah, you should do your.
You know
should.
what?
I think every.
Maybe can I help by doing performing debtor's reds?
Sure.
Hell yeah. Let me
I
put
just
that
want
on
to see the fun
screen.
shit on screen. It doesn't matter, I guess, mechanically. We're closing in right
Yeah.
now, so
Yeah.
So Foreman throws off their dusty jackets to try and give a moment of distraction. As they do, you see their work uniform, which is this like horrific, these horrific like synthetic red coveralls. Um, and she takes a drag of her cigarette and blows smoke into the air, and it covers her face until she, until she covers her reds again. And they take 1 stress damage for looking at it.
Damn.
hell yeah.
So I'm doing 3d10.
3d10.
It's a 7.
All right, success with stress.
Heck yeah.
Give me your damage, and I'm gonna roll. What are you attacking with? You just see her like
Claws.
claws. The
Yeah.
claw. Sorry.
Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. I also have Great and
Ah.
Terrible. You unlock the power of your true form here. I'll put this in the chat. An awe-inspiring union of magic and flesh. You are no longer forced to assume your blah blah blah. When you choose to enter your true form, all adversaries who can see you take D4. So he takes. I'll roll that real quick. He takes a D4 just for me doing this.
Oof. Yeah.
Yo.
Oofa
And then
doofa.
yeah, I actually don't know. I should have had this ready, but I don't know what the stress damage for just attacking with true form is. Let's see if I can figure that out real quick. Yeah,
You
I don't
rolling?
know. Well,
Oh.
no, I don't know. I don't know what my stress die is. Should we just say it's at 6?
That's got to be in there somewhere. Hang on.
It doesn't say.
Yeah, I would do D6.
I think that makes sense. Cool. 9 total.
Beautiful.
Ooh, 10 with Foreman.
I have to do math now. I guess it doesn't really matter. Waylon.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, let me roll D. Oh, just one. Yeah, Arabella, he tries to swing at you, but you are just this fearsome crawdaddy, and he just it just bounces off your carapace, I think. Take 1 stress to blood. No fallout. Waylon, your compatriots are just destroying this guy. One of the strongest knights in not the land, but one of the strongest knights around. One of the people tell stories about this guy, and he is getting whooped.
Yeah. He's gonna continue to get hopefully gonna continue to get whooped. Because I will activate Oaths of Fury. So
Let's go.
so okay, I'm activating both of these at the same time. So I'm gonna activate Oaths of Fury, roll Endure plus Religion to beseech my goddess to lend her or to lend me her strength. Which will but because I even though I would roll D3 3D you know what, it's I'll roll it. It's 3D10. I want to make sure that the hit goes through. And we'll risk it. So Endure plus Religion. I have both. So hopefully this is good.
Yeah, what does this look like?
Okay, cool. That's a 10. Sweet.
Success!
I don't know what it actually means for this. I don't think it does anything, but 10's good. I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean it lands. He's not do your damage. I think it's gonna be 2d6, take the highest? Because you have brutal.
Okay. So let's just okay, so mechanically what happens is just on a success until the end of the session. I gained the kill skill. Tech gains the brutal tag. So everything I do is now going to be brutal on top of whatever I do. But I already have kill. And in that case, I get a knack relevant to my intended target, which is this gator dude.
Yeah.
So I will at the end of the session. Okay, yeah. The last thing is at the end of the session, if you're not taken the life of a worthy creature, mark D6 stress to mind. Weirdly lines up with kill someone trying to stop you from claiming knowledge, but
right. We did so well with choosing our beats.
I was worried we wouldn't get him in too.
Yeah.
So okay. So how this looks is the kind of acts in 2 parts. One is the tattoos that Waylon has glow this incandescent bluish hue, right? Lighting up. Looks like the water, like turning from like the black ink into like neon blue, watery. In addition, so one of the things that Wayland has on hand is a spireback bracer, which instantly turns, not lights up, uh, straight blue fire, and I will just charge attacking with this brazier. And
Yeah.
if you're going to give me the critical success carrying over to increase the die size,
Yeah, that makes it a D10, right?
that would make it a D10 if I hit.
Yeah,
But
I mean, you definitely hit. That's what the 10 did.
Oh no! It's not. It's not. This isn't the attack,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's fine because I have unorthodox methods for being the enlightened. So this is just gonna work. I'll have to take stress, but that's fine. I'll take a fallout. It's the end of the session.
Oh,
So
I see. Okay.
I love this. I love everything
yeah.
about this. This is so fucking good.
I'm coming in with a D10. So this is brutal, which is the roll to take the highest, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to the other tags because there are other tags.
Mhm.
Shoot, what page are the tags on? Oh no.
Obscuring and dangerous.
Oh yeah, I know the tags are. I just need to know what they do.
Oh, okay.
It's it's obscuring and dangerous.
It is on page